life goes, it depend on the mood that I'm in. Like Finn when it's time for adventure. This some new blue, get ready to enter my mind for a few. Come and take a ride with the crew. I'ma show you how to recoup days lost when you vibe with the blue. Come vibe with the blue. Yeah, about time to regroup. Fly, got my eyes on the view. Never hear lies, only truth. Realize why they vibe with the blue. 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 Vibe with the vibe with the sky. Wait, you know the rest. I'm blessed. I see you frontin' like you ain't impressed, but I still get requests. I'm playing Zelda on the GameCube. I quit spamming my music. Don't ever try forcing the links. That's a high rule. The wind waker, Mother Nature on my side too, controlling the elements. Go and check my avatar. I'm arrows ahead. Get the point. Moving forward. The battle scars accumulated over time are reminders of what I went through as a minor, but made me a grinder. The trees broke down for this loose leaf. If life's a game of death, I'm Bruce Lee. Ooh wee. Lose sleep on the regular, trying to get this word out. Then I crash nebula. Wish I had a very odd parent, maybe two, but it's cool. Everybody pays dues. Now it's time to make moves. Granny didn't raise me to lose. Think I'm in the mood for a cruise. Wanna ride? Come and vibe with the blue. I'm 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 vibe with the. Check this out, y'all. I'm back spazzing like the elderly worth of my cousin Beverly. Never swear away from the truth. Just ask Heather, be weather, be tripping, starting to look control like our destiny. Always give you the best of me until the death of me. My weaponry is a paintbrush. Hush, don't tell my secret. They get a hold of it. If you leak it, get it. It's cool. Got you covered though, look. But let me get back to that cool-ish Lucius. Why they still lying? They don't do this. Bad at board games. Whole world clueless. Selling they soul for Roof Chris. Who's this honored fella? Need a sliced extra mozzarella. Crew fly, let God propellers. Humanity born like they don't trust fun. Why you dodge the teller? You don't know, but my odds are better. Life's a gamble. Depending on who holding the cards. You can start living at large or it's bon voyage. Charge it to the game. Me and you ain't the same. I'm thinking bigger pictures. Why you still shrinking the frame? Ever blink in the rain? It helps when your eyes dry. Mob with the bright minds. Think you funny, wise guy? Midnight marauder with a new tribe. Tired of the fake. Come and vibe with the blue sky. Come vibe with the blue sky. I'm proud of you, try. We get them high. Take them high. What I do, come vibe with the blue. Yeah. Come vibe with the blue. Ask what up? Vibe with the. Wise grass only greener when it's fertilized. Gave them truth in these songs, they prefer to lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple lies. You can't see me, you Stevie. Wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy. Dream on, yeah. Dream on, dream weaver. Dream weaver.
What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's your boy Ernie, Blerd Without Fear. Got the homie Carter presents. Welcome to episode 194 of the Blerd Cave, the #1 comic book news stream on this or any other Earth in the multiverse, which you can also find on not only here on YouTube, but also on Google, Spotify, Amazon, Music, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Podbean. Look, everywhere. You can find it everywhere. And if you are one of Earth's mightiest listeners, man, help us out. Leave a review. It'll help us find more listeners like yourself and expand that listener base beyond plus ultra. Carter, how you doing?
I'm good. I think this is one of the first movies that we have talked about that I've gone to see where I didn't drink.
What?
Yeah, I didn't drink at all.
Wow. No drinky drink?
No, I think it was because I didn't want to get up. Cause what was it? Oh, cause there was somebody sitting next to me I was hitting on. That's what it was.
This fool.
That's what it was.
This man was trying to get cheeks while he was at Ant-Man and the Wasp. Quantumania, Lord.
No, it was before the movie started. It was still Maria Menounos interviewing people, trying to get you to silence your phones before the movie started and letting you know you could get your food delivered to your seat. It was before the movie started.
I keep forgetting that that's a thing.
What's that?
That you can get food delivered like to you in the theater.
So what's wild about that is they show that ad, but it wasn't for. I was in regular GA theater.
Yeah.
That ad is only for what's called. Well, my roommate just told me about it. It's called the luxury lounge.
Oh.
Where you have reclining seats when you come in. That's where you can hit a button on your seat and get your drink, get your food delivered to you. They just start a tab for you immediately and stuff like that. But that was, I think that was like $40-something, $40, $45.
I'm good.
And I don't like Ant-Man to the point where I'm going to spend $45 just to recline. Because if I recline, I'm going to sleep.
Oh, no,
especially
100%.
if I'm getting a drink. So no.
Oh, no. 100%. 100%. Before we go too much further, I do want to say real quick, so I know we already kind of had to do this at first. I know it says spoiler talk in the thumbnail, but I also want y'all to take notice of the fact that it also says review and spoiler talk, which for those of you, if you've been following the Blerd Cave for any length of time, you know what that means. I would hope you would know what that means. It means when we do our review, we're going to do a spoiler-free review first. And then we're going to talk about spoilers. So until we start talking about spoilers, I'd really appreciate it if y'all kept spoilers to yourself for now.
That's a very polite way of saying shut the fuck up. The movie just came out, people.
Yeah.
Literally yesterday. Even though he and I went and saw early screenings, the movie literally just came out not 24 hours ago. Shut that shit up. Now, he was nice enough to say it to you. I'm just gonna get rid of y'all flat out because you should know better. What? Come on now, common sense, people, common sense. And for the people asking in the chat, yes, I did get her number. Her name is Erica. She's a policewoman.
Oh, so what you're saying is she's about to feel the long arm of the law.
I'm gonna get my lawyer on. I'm gonna put her on the stand and give her the truth. But yes, review first and then spoiler talk. Yes.
I almost said something real messed up. I'm gonna keep it to myself. I'm gonna keep it to myself. That's a behind closed doors joke. That's not a for everyone joke. Oh man, dude, hold on, wait a minute. Before we get to everything, we're gonna read some super chats here real quick because I don't want to lose any of these. These are funny. So we got one here. First and foremost, I just want to say, you a real one when you hit us up Stevie Wonder style. With the on some I just call.
Oh,
we got the homie Levesta the Samurai with the 1999 super chat says, let's start the show right. Sorry I missed the last few live shows. Hey, we appreciate you, man. We appreciate you, pimp. We appreciate you. That look. It's okay because I know life happens. I understand the whirlwind of life like anybody else. I understand. Let's see here. We also got the homie Gokon Sure his baby's father with the $5. He said, hold on. I mean, he said $40. I live in Baltimore, and it only costs $15 for a recline seat. But see, I gotta ask a question real quick before we move on to the next question, Carter. So when you say the recline seats, you don't mean like they got, instead of having just regular seating, they got recliners. Like, do they have it where it's like a lounge setting where like there's just seats kind of in like circular fashion that recline?
No, so that what you talking about? I think that's in like San Francisco to the point where like they got them to where they're. I think a coworker of mine, she said they got them to where like they're fucking mattresses. Everybody just sitting in, like, laying in the bed or something to watch a movie. But no,
that's sleep. That's sleep. That's a sleep lounge.
Man, that's the way to smash. I don't give a fuck who around. But no, the recliners, they just kind of go all the way back, like a lazy boy type.
Wait, I gotta ask you a question though. Wait a minute. Could you imagine talking to your girl and be like, "Yeah, hey, you want to go out tonight?" And she like, Yeah, what we gonna do? Yeah, I thought maybe we could go out to dinner, go walk by the river, have a romantic evening, then go catch the new showing of Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. I got us tickets for the VIP lounge. The VIP lounge? And then y'all get in there, she see the bed, she'll be like, we could have done this at home.
I'm gonna tell you something. Because my coworker, she was telling me this. The thing she tried to put in my head was like, "Did you see that episode of Sex and the City?" And it's like, look at me, no. But she was saying they have the beds in there to where everybody can either sit in the bed, lay in the bed, enjoy themselves, watch the movie. But I said, dude, I want to see that one nasty person that forget where they at, and
start trying to lace a pipe.
So that's not the nasty part. The nasty part is you in a movie theater. I want to know the person who's going to forget where they at and try to get under the covers. If you get under the covers at a movie theater, you are sick. If you, with your popcorn right there and your icy, like smash it in a movie theater, that's not a thing. I've been doing that shit before they started putting beds in the movie theaters. But if you get under the covers, that is a sickness of the highest order.
Yes.
Okay, that is nasty if you get under the covers at the movies.
I'm about to say
that'd be worse than one of them like Motel 6s where you want to knock one off. At the movies?
No, because that's what I think of. You know what? When I think about movie theater mattresses, when you say movie theater mattresses,
that even sounds nasty. What you just movie theater mattresses sound so nasty.
That sounds like the same. That sounds like the same quality of mattresses you could find in a $20 an hour motel.
Yeah, movie theater mattresses. That's the name. That's the name for this week's show on the podcast. That's the name on Spotify right there. Movie theater mattresses.
I'm gonna see if I can find a picture of a dirty ass mattress.
Movie theater mattresses.
We got the homie Lost Doctor 312 with the $2 super chat. Says trying to get all up in that quantum verse. Hey, look. I'm just saying, man. Sometimes you gotta go subatomic. Sometimes you gotta go subatomic, and then whoosh, then it get big. We got the home. But by the way, this LD, that's one of my homies. Love him to death. Great guy. Also a YouTuber. Y'all go check him out. Let's see here. We got the homie Legion with the $4.99 says celebrate my birthday and gonna watch Ant-Man 3 today. Yes!
Happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday to you and all of the myriad personalities within your head. I hope each and every last single one of you enjoy Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania on an
and he
equal
said he's
level.
turning 28. So yeah, happy birthday, brother.
Oh yeah, happy birthday. Yes, indeed. Woo, that's a good time. You know what? I'm gonna say enjoy it now while you can, because I'm gonna tell you right now, the day I turned 29, I started like feeling the change within me. And like literally on the day of my 30th birthday, woke up and I suddenly turned into one of those people who could tell that like it was gonna rain based off how my knees felt.
Let me tell you something. When you hit 29, like there are certain things you start appreciating more because you started cutting out a lot of shit. Like me, like all you motherfuckers that's vaping or smoking or like hookah, all that shit. This breathing thing is kind of nice, and you don't put respect on it until it comes at you.
Yeah,
like vengeance. Because I'll never forget this shit. I was going up a flight of stairs. And when I tell you, I thought that was it for me. When I got, and here's the crazy part. It didn't sink in until I was well up the stairs and rounded the corner, and all of a sudden, your chest just started. My heart just started beating fast. Shit, and I'm like, oh, what the hell was that? I could skip with the best of them, but yeah, this like y'all gotta put some respect on breathing. Y'all gotta cut all that shit out.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Look, let me be real with y'all real quick. I want y'all to fully understand. I want y'all to fully understand where I'm coming from with this. I think many of you will get it. But I distinctly remember the day that to put it in the finest of terms, I stood up too fast. Like I legit just stood up too fast. And you know, like when your car start fucking up, and you start seeing all this pop up on the dashboard, that's how my body felt. I just stood up too fast one time.
Dog.
And I was just like, whoa.
That shit happened on my birthday where some friends took me out. And I got up. I think they took me to Huey's. I got up too quick from the bar and turned into Razor Ramon because as soon as I sat up, I just
look. Do you know?
Hold up, bro.
You know how much it broke my heart when I realized that he wasn't doing that to be cool, that he was for real just drunk. That broke my heart when I learned. I was like, he become. I was like, oh yeah, dude, no, he just smooth. He just smooth. And it's like, oh no, he legit off that hen dog. he legit off that hen dog. That's what's going on.
This ain't got nothing to do with hen dog, but I went to the liquor store yesterday when I got off work, and there was a woman there. I didn't realize until later, but I got a bottle of Smirnoff vodka because one of my coworkers they swear by Smirnoff vodka. It's so good, so I'm buying it. And she's like, oh my God, I work for them. That's why I'm here. I'm a vendor for them. Can I take a picture of you with it? You can even have like a little swag bag of Smirnoff stuff. It's okay. And then she just goes, well, I don't have anything Smirnoff anymore. But I have this Captain Morgan and Crown Royal. And it just tickled me to walk out of a liquor store with a bottle of Smirnoff and a Crown Royal bag. That just tickled me. That just killed me to just do that. Why? You know what I'm talking about? Kill it. It slick made me feel nasty, but I was laughing too hard at the fact that I was walking at the liquor store.
Bruh. Also, I want to put some respect on this. We got the homie Roy Bot out here, 17 months in the diamond mine. Says, movie theater mattresses. So much expense to suffer together something you can do at home. Like, bro, look, I just want to tell you, if any of y'all have ever done, if any of y'all have ever done the movie theater mattress, I just want to say, man,
on my couch.
Please go to the clinic and get checked. Just in case. Just in case. We also got Witch Doctor Son with a $20 super chat. Says, sup, Blerd Cove. Just want to say thank you, Ernie and Carter, for making my Saturdays super, as well as making me a better comics fan. Hey. got you. We got you, man. Always. We also got Go Contrary's Baby's father with the $5 says, dude, I'm 30 and I stubbed my finger while working, bro. I started breathing hard. Look. Y'all know the Family Guy joint where like they would trip and skin the knee and be like, Look, dude, that shit's real. I hit my toe on the corner of the coffee table in the living room. Let me tell you, I did almost. You would have thought I was like in some kind of drama, because I didn't just do this. Ooh. I dropped to one knee, fell over, did a roll over into a tumble, and stood up and then sat back down. It was like, ugh. Like, y'all remember when, this is how I know you're a real wrestling fan. Y'all remember old WWE when, like, Devon Dudley would get hit with a move, and he would just oversell the shit. He'd be like, that was like I was doing that too. Like, that's how bad it hit me.
So number one, I love that somebody made a compilation of that, because I will every so often I go back and watch it and crack up. Number two, why is it when you stub your toe? Why do you make that face? Why do you turn into the Joker? And that's for everybody.
Yeah,
why do you do that? Your face just...
Look, y'all asked me, like, have you ever danced with the devil by the pale moonlight?
Like, you just turn into the Joker. Why do we make that face?
That
don't help nothing. Breathing in all that air ain't stopping that pain. Like, why do you do that?
Bruh, I'm just saying. Man, also we got the Blerd Cave goat, Jonathan Motor with 1999 super chat says it hurt even more when we found out Scott Hall wasn't Cuban or Hispanic, it was brown. Okay, do you know how much it jacked my head up to learn that? Because I remember back in the day, Razor Ramon was my favorite wrestler at the time. Short of Bret Hart, he was my favorite wrestler. Dude, I used to emulate him so much, like, a lot of the time when I would be, like, play wrestling and whatnot with my buddies and shit. Yeah. Like, you'd be like, you want to mess with the bad guy? Razor Ramon, Chico? Like, dude, we thought that dude was cool. We were like, dude, that man, let's go. That dude, look, he's out here. And then found out this dude was, like, just a regular ass white boy from the South.
So I ended up checking out Razor Ramon when Scarface had already been out. Mm-hmm. And even back then I could tell, because I'd had a few Hispanic friends, that they don't sound like you.
No.
I still liked him.
Yeah.
Because there were several times when I was at the playground and I would hit a motherfucker with the razor edge.
Oh, yeah, dude. Dude, because the toothpick was thing. Because I remember I used to stay asking for toothpicks at Piccadilly. Because I'd be like, let me get 8, 9, 10 of the toothpicks so I could flick the motherfuckers in folks' face.
First suspension I ever got was because the dude got in my face. And I caught him dead in the eye. Like, first suspension I ever got. I'll never forget that.
Also, dude, you know what else messed my head up? Now for those who don't know, I don't expect everybody. I don't expect everybody to know who Razor Ramon is. I don't expect it. I don't expect it. It's one of those things. It was kind of a cultural thing. You just kind of had to be there when it happened. But that's the guy we're talking about. God rest his soul. He's passed away. But you know what, Carter? You know what messed my head up even more than Razor Ramon? And then we're gonna move on. Everyone in here, I presume, has seen Aliens at least once. Mm-hmm. I presume. So, do you know how bad it jacked my head up to learn that the character Vasquez was also not actually Hispanic. She was in brownface.
I think we talked about this. Yeah. I think we talked about this.
Yeah, dude, this is still the one that hurt the most because I was like, dude, I thought she was for real. I didn't realize she was a whole ass redheaded white woman. Because it was the mom from Terminator 2, the adopted mom, Terminator 2.
Yeah. I remember you talking about that now.
Yeah. But all of that was an aid of saying, sometimes you got to watch your folk. You got to watch people. Legion with the 499 says Jack Wayne, Cindy, God Mutant Sticks, the Nameless Ones, Omega all say thank you for birthday wishes, man. Hey, look, just saying, man, it's a lot of them. In there. We got to put respect. And we also got Levester the Samurai with the 6 months in the Blerd Club Gold Mine. Says, hey Carter, you ever tried the Uncle Nearest whiskey?
What I actually answered him in chat. I have not, but I looked it up while Ernie was talking, and this looks like a problem.
Oh damn! Like, wait, like
and this is a sister that is like the CEO of this.
Oh,
apparently, no, this looks dangerous. No.
Oh, now I gotta look it up. I gotta look this shit up. Lord,
like the bottle looks like there are some of these bottles look like cheap, but cheap when you're talking about whiskey is dangerous.
Damn,
because cheap whiskey kill you,
right? Well, I mean, here it's the most awarded bourbon or American whiskey of 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022. They got an HBCU Old Fashioned Challenge. Okay.
Holy shit.
What?
Jonathan Motive,
Bruh. Out here. Bruh.
You get a membership. Right. You get a membership.
Bruh. This man said, look, Jonathan Motive came out here hot. Just look, I love how he gave out so many memberships. The chat don't even know how to keep up with it.
Yeah.
It's still showing memberships. Everybody getting memberships now. Bruh. Can I even highlight that? I don't even know if I can highlight this as a message.
That should give you all even more reason to get these likes up because we have 2,400 people in here and only 88 likes. I'm going to need y'all to sit them up.
Yeah, I'm going to need y'all to bring it up. Yeah, I'm going to need y'all to bring it on up a taste because that hurts my feelings. That sincerely hurts my feelings. That said, it's like what? Look, I'm about to make like a. I was almost about to have to play like the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure clips. Be like,
Herbert Scott saying, "Look under your seats." If we're still talking about movie theaters, I wouldn't recommend you do that.
No, don't look under the seat.
But thank you, Jonathan Motor.
Out here.
But since we're about to get into this Quantumania real quick, one thing I want to ask you is, what previews did they show in yours?
We came in kind of like right as they were starting, so I got John Wick Chapter 4, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Fast X, and there's another one that I'm completely blanking on.
Okay, the reason I ask is just because I saw the Flash in mine.
They did show the Flash. Actually, they showed the Flash while I was walking in.
Got you. And the only reason I ask about that is just because they've already tweaked the trailer. And you actually get a full shot of Michael Keaton. I'm thinking it's the scene from Flashpoint when Thomas Wayne electrocuted the Flash in that electric chair, because it was a full shot of Michael Keaton and he's bringing it down. So. But yeah, I was just wondering.
That is no okay. So as I was walking in the theater, I think that was actually the shot that I saw.
Gotcha.
Because I didn't know what it was. I was like, the fuck? What kind of horror movie shit is this? Also, almost forgot too. We got one from Homie Tubes. The one says, "Sub Lurko, just making breakfast. BEC toaster."
Oh, okay, that's what that means. All right, gotcha.
I'm down. Hey, I've been there. Okay, y'all. All right, it's time.
All right.
It's time. This is the spoiler-free review. Spoiler-free. I will let you all know well in advance of any potential spoilers that are going to be going on. I will let you know before we get started in the spoiler direction. You will see it on the screen. So, Carter.
Yeah.
As per usual, this is the thing. Anytime a big comic book movie comes out, we always talk about them. I gotta admit, man, this is one of the ones that I have been incredibly excited for. Just because, just on the strength of Kang the Conqueror. This is a movie that I feel like your average MCU fan probably doesn't check for Ant-Man very often. And this was the movie where I feel like, because typically the Ant-Man movies, they're kind of, I don't want to say outside of the normal spectrum of the MCU, but they're just never like the big focus. Like, it's not like a Captain America Civil War or something of that magnitude where it's a solo character's movie, but it just has really like big overarching implications. This, if I could compare this movie to anything, this movie is Ant-Man's version of something close to that. Like this, like I wouldn't necessarily even call it like a Civil War so much as I would call it like a and I don't mean in terms of quality, but I just mean in terms of like vibe. This would be like a Ant-Man the Winter Colony. If you want to keep the ant puns. But for those who have not been keeping up, this movie follows Scott Lang after Avengers Endgame, having helped save the world. He's now become a superstar. He has gone from being one of the jailhouse rock squad to becoming a low-level street, like just above street-level superhero that no one really thinks about, to becoming a world-class Avenger. People recognizing him out in the street, just even outside of costume, people know who he is. And at the same time, he doesn't have everything that he wants. As we've seen in the trailers, Scott is struggling with trying to be a dad because now he officially has his daughter. Like his daughter Cassie, she is damn near grown. Not quite, but she's about damn near grown. And she's going down the same path that he was going down. Like trying to be someone who stands up for the little guy. That's a theme that comes up quite a lot in this movie. Someone who is willing to do something illegal to help people in need. And he's struggling with that. So he's trying to, in any way humanly possible, trying to help nurture, his daughter. And inadvertently, they run afoul of some pretty wild-ish. And that is the quantum realm, the corner of the Marvel, cinematic universe that we've seen ultimately very little of. I mean, we've had movies where it's been visited, but we've never really seen it. Always looked kind of psychedelic. It didn't really look like anything specific. It kind of reminded me more of like what we saw in the first Doctor Strange movie when he got his forehead touched and got sent flying off into all the myriad universes. But now we're seeing the quantum realm for the first time, and there's something hiding in the quantum realm just waiting to get free. And of course, HBO thought they got rid of him. HBO thought they could they thought they could get rid of old Tick by canceling Lovecraft Country, but nah, he says, I'm still here, baby. Tick's still out here. He said, but now you can just call me Kang. So this movie, Carter, like I said, we're doing spoiler free at this precise moment in time.
Yeah.
Let's go over real quick. What did you think about it? What did you think about it?
As a whole, I thought the movie was fine.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was okay. Like I said, I'd almost done a video for you all, and I almost put it in our Discord, and I almost put it on my Twitter, but ended up not doing it. This is one of those movies, because you're talking to someone who I saw the first one, didn't really give a shit to watch the second one. This one, because of Kang, I was really interested in seeing what they were going to do. You know how there are those films where it's either you're going to be really animated, you're going to be laughing your ass off, you're going to be laughing with the audience, or you're going to be laughing with your friends and family, or you're going to be hyped because of the action scenes that are going on, and you just losing it every which way. And then there are also those films where you're watching them as a family and you're all quiet. You know what I mean? Where you're not really, you'll laugh here and there, or ooh, okay then, but for the most part, you're not really saying anything. You're just more so into the movie. It's keeping your attention, and that's what I think this movie did. This movie did a really good job of keeping my attention throughout the entire thing. There's not a boring point in it. There may be some things where you may not particularly agree with something, but I did have a few thoughts where I thought the person who wrote this was trying to do a certain thing.
Well, what do you think they were trying to do? If you can say it without spoiling.
Well, it's not a spoiler.
Okay.
I can do. What's the best way to say this? I can do Thor Ragnarok for Ant-Man.
Okay.
Is what it seemed like to me. We can be serious. We can have a villain that everyone's gonna be looking at and focused on, and they're going to chew every scene that they're in. We're gonna have a celebrity cameo that people probably forgot about, they're not gonna expect, or just seeing them in the movie is gonna be a thing. And we're gonna bring the funny. We really, really, really gonna bring the funny. And to me, you're not Taika Waititi, so don't try to copy Taika Waititi. Do your own film. Do an Ant-Man film. So again, I enjoyed the film, but at the same time, I would say that I wouldn't say this was something that just had to be seen in theaters. It's something that should be seen, but if this is something where it's like your family, get a pizza, plop on the couch, turn on Disney Plus, absolutely. But kind of like Black Widow. But yeah, I don't think, to me, that this was a real big box office thing.
I would disagree.
Okay.
I would disagree.
And Ronin MCU is not trash. Otherwise, they wouldn't still be pumping out movies. And
you wouldn't otherwise still be talking about it.
But yeah, to me, the movie was fine. It absolutely kept my attention throughout. Jonathan Majors did his thing.
We're gonna break. We'll run down all those here individually, but
yeah. But yeah, for the most part, as a whole,
movie as a whole.
Yeah.
So for me, it was some of the standout things for me, and I guess I'll address the last thing. I think so. I didn't take it as them trying to copy Taika Waititi, because technically Ant-Man was doing funny before Taika Waititi was. That isn't anything new in the MCU. As far as like juxtaposing like seriousness and funny, I wouldn't even give Taika Waititi that much credit for doing that. Because we really want to keep it real, James Gunn was doing that before Taika Waititi. So I would definitely say that I didn't get any of those vibes. I'm gonna tell you the vibe I got from this.
Mm-hmm.
The vibe I got from this was Star Wars. This was basically the Marvel equivalent of a Star Wars movie. And what I mean by that, like, and just in terms of like introducing a world, whether it's new or something we already knew about, giving us larger than life landscapes, and giving us a villain that is absolutely positively terrifying, showcasing characters who you are very aware are the heroes of the story, and putting them in absolute and great peril. And ultimately, at the end of the day, them trying to figure out whether or not they did the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did they save the day like they thought they did? That is what I walked away with from that one. I do think that, while yes, I do think you can... I think, yeah, you could watch this at home, but I think you'd be doing yourself a grave disservice. I think it actually is worth the cinematic experience. And especially as someone who saw it I say in IMAX. Ours is kind of like a lesser IMAX here, but if I would have saw like legit IMAX, that would have been a whole other story altogether. But it was a great feeling. It was a great feeling, something that was fun to experience. Albeit my theater going experience as a whole was a miserable one because some family decided to... I don't even think it was just a family. I think it was just a bunch of people who knew each other all decided to bring their little ugly ass kids to the movie.
Oh, man.
They all of them, I don't think not a single one was older than 5 or 6, and they were screaming, hollering, and yelling the entire fucking movie almost.
Oh, that sucks.
Not only that, they came in. They were doing, all the kids were doing the same, where every time they took a step up the stairs to get to their seats, they stomped. Like they were intentionally making noise on purpose. I felt like they were trying to be annoying. And eventually myself and other people just turned around about midway through the movie, like, can y'all please shut the fuck up?
No, I'm not mad at it. And I hate that you had that experience, but did they really?
Yeah, I was nicer about it. But there was one dude, because like I stood up and said, hey, can y'all please be quiet? We're trying to hear the movie. I was like, I get it. Y'all are trying to have fun, but I was like, you're ruining everybody else's, mine specifically. And then somebody else stood up after. They were like it was like maybe a few minutes, like maybe 10 or 15 minutes later, the kids started piping up again. A dude sitting on my same row about several seats down was like, can y'all please shut the fuck up? And then they shut the fuck up. Almost for the entire rest of the movie. I think because they started falling asleep. I think they were trying really hard not to go to sleep. But here's the thing. I don't give a damn. My kid was sitting right next to me. She's 7 years old.
Yeah.
Not a peep.
Yeah, see, that's what I've never understood with a lot of these parents. Like, this is not a babysitting thing. You know how your kids are. So to bring them around a group of people, and you all know what this movie is. You know how many people are gonna be in it. Like why?
Yeah, don't bring your child. Like, because I was like this. I said, can y'all just... Y'all could have gone like on a Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And been perfectly fine. Or just waited for this shit to come out on Disney Plus, or take your kid to a movie where it is perfectly normal and okay to yell, scream, like take them to a Pixar or DreamWorks movie where that shit's expected.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate that experience. That's man.
Yeah, but I will say this: the movie was so good that, in spite of my negative theater going experience, I still had an amazing time.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So I mean, as my granny used to tell me, one monkey don't stop no show, much less 12 or 10 of them. But all that aside, I will say this: if there's one criticism I will lay at this movie's feet, and it's not going to be what people think it is.
Okay.
I know a lot of people are thinking I'm going to say MODOK. Doesn't have anything to do with MODOK. MODOK was fine.
Mine doesn't have anything to do with MODOK either.
Mine is that this movie has way too many characters. And what I mean by that is, so okay, we have let's go ahead and run down the list. First and foremost, we have got, obviously we got Paul Rudd, Scott Lang, of course, great, fantastic. He's great in this role. He's been great in the role. No issue there. We've also got Evangeline Lilly as back as Janet Van Dyne. She is perfect in her role. She's playing the same character she's been playing for the last 2 movies and plus some cameos here and there. She was great. No problem there. Michael Douglas as the OG Hank Pym. Cool, great. He did a fantastic job. I was fine with it. Michelle Pfeiffer, or as I saw someone say in the chat earlier, Michelle Pfizer.
Okay, you saw that too.
She was great. She was like, she actually got like, because while a lot of people
it was her movie, damn near.
Yeah, no, it was because technically, okay, so real quick, Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is where she made her introduction, and technically her character was there in Ant-Man 1, but it wasn't her. It was
of course.
She didn't actually come in to play the character of the second movie, but she really didn't get a lot to do. And in this movie, she gets a lot to do. And I was like, dude, great, awesome. Hook her up. Yeah. Hell, Michael Douglas got a lot to do in this movie, which I thought was fantastic. And then, of course, you got Catherine Newton. Catherine Newton as Cassie Lang. She was great, even though she was kind of a little bit annoying at first, but I mean, I think that was kind of the point.
That was the point.
Yeah, that was the whole point. She was supposed to be a teenager who has been largely living her life absent of her father, and she's old enough to kind of look out for herself. And while I know Paul Rudd is the avatar for the audience, and we're going to empathize with him a lot, it was one of those situations where you kind of had to sit back and let the story cook, because that was the point. It was the point that they are trying to find a common ground. That wasn't my issue. None of those characters were my issue. My issue was there are a lot of side characters in this movie, none of whom really get any actual screen time to make them stand out.
Okay.
Like, what was, one particular character, what was her name? Katie O'Brien. She played Gentora.
I was gonna say unneeded character number 1.
Yeah, here's the messed up part. I think she was good. I want to make sure I'm clear here. I don't even think anyone was bad in the movie. I don't think there was a single person in the movie who was bad. I just say unnecessary. Like Gentora, I get why they put her there, because for one, it's a deep cut Hulk reference that maybe like 5 people in the theater probably caught. I thought it was cool, but I was like, honestly, her character almost didn't even need to be there. It was too much going on. But I get it. She in a way, she did kind of need to be there, but everyone else around her, you could have relegated to background characters because they weren't much better than that. William Jackson Harper's Quaz, which everyone, even myself included, thought, oh, well, hey, maybe they're going to have him doing something big. No, he's not doing anything big. He is a regular ass throwaway character. He is not, it barely gets any screen time himself. All these characters are fighting for screen time. Even David Dastmalchian, who is not back in a physical capacity, but is
his name in the trailer. Who the fuck was he?
You really want to know?
Was he the
he was the holes guy.
The dub. Okay, he was the dub goo.
Yeah, he was the not me seeks.
Yeah, the English dub juice.
Yeah,
that's what he was.
Yeah, he was the dub juice.
He was the English dub juice.
Yeah, he was I have holes. Okay. How many holes do you have? He was that guy. I mean, and he was cute and funny, but I mean, it was just one of those things like I could have done without it. I could have done with it. And I don't want to say the humor. But just I could have done without the overall, like, it felt like it was taking time away from things that could have been better focused on. And then you got Bill Murray, who I will admit, even though Bill Murray is in this movie, he actually was okay because he didn't overstay his welcome. He didn't overstay his welcome. He played like if you look at his character in this movie, he plays exactly who you think he plays. And I don't mean in terms of like who his character is. We know his character is Krylar, but what I mean by that is if you have any intuition whatsoever and you see his character, if you get a certain vibe from him, you're probably right. And that's all I will say about that.
Okay. So I will say that I do agree with you that this film had too many characters in it. I will also say that yes, Hashim, we're doing spoilers later.
Yes, later.
I will also say that I number one, I really like that you brought up that there are way too many characters in this. Another thing is the movie to me felt really, really safe. It was really, really safe with what they were doing. But I will say,
like in terms of like plot or like action or okay, gotcha.
Yeah, with plot.
Okay, gotcha.
When it comes to characters who you'll say like there were too many in the movie, I'll save that for
spoilers.
I'll save that for spoilers.
Okay.
Sure.
I would. There's a certain character I do want to spend a little bit of time talking about, but I'm gonna save that for spoiler discussion as well. I will talk about Jonathan Majors Kang though. I will not save that. I will save an aspect of his character for spoilers, but I do definitely want to talk about Kang the Conqueror. Kang the Conqueror, who is played by Jonathan Majors in this movie, is fantastic. He's fantastic. And the reason why I say this is because just standing on its own, his character, you can tell, has an air of gravitas to him. He's regal. He is someone like I want to use this shot right here just to kind of put up a point. Right here, this shot right here, where he's just kind of saying, look at how he's just standing. He's just like, he knows his shit don't stink.
I told you, do not speak when I'm in the room.
Yes.
I cracked up.
Dude, that like
I cracked up.
Carter, did you get Black Dad energy off him?
Okay, I said that on the video I was gonna put on Twitter, but and I said it for like all the older people. You know how you have that mama who wouldn't have to do anything; they could just give you that look, or your dad could just give you that look, and you knew what time it was. Kang was the personification of that look.
Oh no, there's a part in the movie, and yeah, this isn't really a spoiler. There's a part where it's a scene we've seen in the trailer. But the scene where Kang and Ant-Man are talking to one another and like they're trying to cut a deal. There's a part where Kang is threatening to harm Cassie to get what he wants. And there's a point where Scott is like doing the typical superhero thing, like, no, don't you touch her, don't you leave her alone, blah, 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 this, that, and the third, the stuff you expect to see. And he's like, you think I won't do it? And then, like, you can kind of tell Scott, like, is still, like, not believing him. And then he kind of gives her he gives Scott another taste of what he could potentially do to Cassie. And instead of saying, like, you still don't believe me, he cuts Scott a look. And it's the same look my mom has given me every time she has told me at least twice to stop doing something, and I still did it anyway. Like it was like he gives a little like you know, y'all know the you know what it made me, Carter, you know what it made me think about? I think I got the image right here. Y'all remember y'all seen What's Love Got to Do with It, right?
You know what's funny? YouTube has been recommending me clips from What's Love Got to Do with It for some reason.
Really?
I looked up some stuff about Kang, and then I go back to my home page and I see just face messed up Tina Turner working on Ike and then hopping out the limo. I'm like, what the hell?
Wait,
why
what?
is this? Why is this in my recommended right now?
Bruh, dude. I was gonna say, man,
It's so weird for you to say that.
dude. I'm not gonna lie. That was not what I was. That was. That's the last movie I would expect.
It's so random.
But no. Like y'all probably know. Y'all probably know what I'm talking about, though. What I say. But oh wait, here it is. Like, you know, the sad thing is, I was looking at it the entire time, and it's because the nature of thumbnails, like, shit just kind of blends in together. But and now that I've here's the sad part. Now that I've seen it, it is now just completely disappeared the fuck off my screen.
Uh-oh.
And has, like, I swear to God, my computer. Yeah, here it is. Found it. But no, like, this was the look Kang gave Ant-Man.
That's almost the look he gave MODOK for speaking.
Yeah, no. This look comes up several times. Like, it's just one of those things where the energy that Kang brought,
Yeah.
it just felt right. Like, it didn't, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Was he a comic book accurate Kang? Kinda.
Okay.
I would say yes and no, because, like, he did give off the same, like, air of arrogance and superiority that you would associate with Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he also made the character his own. Which I personally think was the right choice. Like, because, I mean, you think about it. When you think about a character like Kang the Conqueror, Kang is, like, such a braggart. He's such a show-off. You kind of want someone who can play that character as deadly serious. Like, because I'll go ahead and tell you right now, MODOK, 100% played for laughs. 100% played for laughs. But Kang is the polar opposite. Remember when we were talking about Love and Thunder, Carter? We were talking about how, like, Christian Bale was, like, the only serious character in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how I almost felt about Kang, but not in a bad way. Like, I felt like it worked here because we're used to all these other characters being goofy. Mm-hmm. We're used, and there were still moments where you could tell, yeah, this is they still have something, you know, pressing that they have to take care of. But whenever Kang was on, he was there wasn't, because you know what it was? There were moments even in Love and Thunder where you could tell, you know, they were trying to make Gore scarier than what he was. And you couldn't take it seriously just because how goofy the movie was overall. Did not have this problem with this movie. Kang was always a threat.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like he was a threat through and through and through. There was no point where, kind of like what they did with Thanos and, you know, and Killmonger. There were moments where they said things that were kind of funny, but no moment were they, like, being so goofy that I couldn't take them seriously. And that's what we got from Kang, I feel, in this movie. Let's see here. Let's see.
Okay, so it's not just me; it's Alma Poe as well. She keeps saying Angela Bassett and "What's Love Got to Do with It" on YouTube. Okay, so I ain't the only one. Okay,
there you go. All right, well, there you go.
I don't know what's up with Angela Bassett recently.
Hey, they in the algorithm, I guess. They're in the algorithm or something. I don't know. But no, I will say this. Let's not sit here and, you know, not pay attention to the thing I think that made Jonathan Majors' portrayal of Kang even more interesting, was that it gave me hope for how they would treat a character like Doctor Doom.
Okay.
Like, the way that the way they allowed Jonathan Majors to portray this character let me know they understand the assignment. The fact that when we do get Doctor Doom on the big screen, he is going to be a whole entire problem. And yeah, all in all, yeah, I loved the shit out of this movie. I really, really enjoyed it, like a lot. And granted, I've enjoyed a lot of things that many people have not. I have this right. Well, I can definitely say of all three of the Ant-Man movies, clearly my favorite of the three.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is absolutely.
This was like, you know, normally the third movie, you know, it's like, oh, this is where you stumble. This is usually where you trip up a little bit. Sometimes you don't quite stick the landing. This was like this was like, for me, Ant-Man is like the equivalent of like the Mission Impossible franchise. Like each movie just gets progressively better. For me. But no, I will definitely say, yeah, definitely highly recommend this movie. Highly recommend. Let's see, Carter, do you have anything else you want to add before we're going to read some super chats here and then jump into spoiler territory? You got anything else you want to throw on?
Well, I will say that I will agree with you in saying that this is the better of the three, because even though I made the comment that I did make about Ant-Man 2, I did go and I watched Ant-Man 2 before I went to go see Quantumania, and yeah, absolutely this is the best of the three. But just with some of the things that you did bring up, that was my reason for saying, you know, it was a solid movie. It was fine. I think. Well, I'm not gonna say that. That'll really get me in trouble. But no. Please, let's read these super chats and get into the next thing. I'm not gonna say that. Ooh, boy, had that come out my mouth.
Lord.
I don't know if you would have let me hear the end of it. I don't know if they would have let me hear the end.
Oh, man, look, I'm scared to ask. I am scared to ask. Let's see here. Okay, we're good. I was double checking ourselves, making sure we hadn't lost anything in the translation. Yeah, let's go and look at these super chats real quick. We got one from the homie LP3 with the $10, says, "Afternoon, Blerds. I'm not too familiar with Kang in the comics. Would you say that his MCU portrayal will outshine his comic persona, like Robert Downey Jr.? I think it could. Actually, like, okay, so you know how, yeah, okay. Anyone who's been following the channel for a while, you've probably heard me say this too many times. I challenge anyone to tell me what Tony Stark's personality was before 2008. I'll wait. But I will give you the answer. He had no personality. He was just a rich white dude. That was his personality. His personality was rich white dude who wears iron superhero suit. That was his personality.
Okay.
That's
one way to look at Tony Stark.
Yeah. If you say he was an alcoholic, cool, because that was his only other trait that I could think of that made him stand out. He was just white bread. He was vanilla. He wasn't anything special. I mean, yeah, maybe with the benefit of hindsight, probably, but I mean, for the most part, Robert Downey Jr.'s performance of the character influenced a lot of the way people write him now. I would even dare say it's what I like to call the Kano effect. The Kano effect, and I'll explain myself. How many of you remember the Mortal Kombat movie?
Mm-hmm.
In the Mortal Kombat movie, which was had the character of Kano.
Okay.
Within its pages, within its film, that character was not exactly the type of character people saw on the screen. In the video game, he was a half white, half Asian man. He was just an assassin. He didn't really have much in the way of a personality. He was played by a white dude, but there was no Australian anything going on with him as a character.
Gotcha.
Fast forward to the Mortal Kombat movie, and next thing you know, every portrayal of him since then, even getting back into the video games,
Yeah.
what is he?
Yeah, he's Australian.
Australian. That is what I call the Kano effect. The portrayal of a character in a media that is adapting another form of media is so good, so influential, that it changes the way that a character is portrayed going forward. That's what I call the Kano effect.
Okay.
That is what I mean. So anytime y'all hear me say the Kano effect, that is what I mean when I say it. It was that good. What was it? And matter of fact, God rest his soul too. He passed away quite some time ago. I forget exactly the circumstances. I'm not remembering them at the time. I think his name was Trevor Goddard. But yeah, good, great. It was fantastic. It was great. So yeah, but he changed the way you perceive Kano. Anyone who tries to tell me otherwise is lying to themselves. Matter of fact, they even made him Australian again in the new Mortal Kombat movie. They had an opportunity to just wipe the slate clean. They was like, nah, he's Australian now. But let's also go to, we also got one from the great D Star with $20. Says, yo, y'all, what's y'all's take on people saying Miles is a bit bland and doesn't have his own villains? Because I find it funny the same people saying that can't name 5 exclusive Nightwing villains. Well, yeah. You know what's funny? You know what's funny about that statement? Is that, people that can't name 5 exclusive Nightwing villains, the sad part is one of his villains has the exact same name as Nightwing, just spelled differently. Most people don't remember him because he hasn't been around very often as of late. But no, I do find that funny. Because here's the deal. Well, Spider-Man does, Peter Parker proper has his own villains. Not all of his villains are exclusively his. Some of them are villains of other characters that he just so happens to borrow from time to time. And I don't think it really matters because he's a legacy character, and legacy characters often take on the villains of the person whose legacy they come from. So yeah, I think people just need to chill out with that. Miles is not a bland character by any stretch of the imagination.
Was Prowler a Spider-Man villain prior to Miles?
Well, he was also yes and no. Okay. He was actually more of a hero. Prowler, but he was around for Peter Parker as well. So gotcha. I mean, because he was tied to Tombstone.
Gotcha. Only reason I was asking because I was like, what about his uncle and the hater?
Oh, yeah. No, that's because when they jumped over to the Ultimate Universe, that version of the Prowler is wholly different from the original one. But but that's kind of one of those deals where that was just a different universe. But for me, what I like is the fact that Miles tackles the villains that he faces. Well, in some similar ways to Peter Parker, he just does it with a different flair. And he actually does have some of his own villains. That just tells me the folks who said that don't actually read his comics. It's one of those situations. They probably just read Peter Parker's comics where Miles shows up and just assumes those things. I don't think those people are actually reading Miles Morales' standalone comics. It's the same thing I say about Captain Marvel. If your opinion of Captain Marvel comes from one place and one place only, and that place is Civil War II, then that's on you. If you've only read her in Avengers comics, that's on you. She has her own whole ass other comics. You can find out about her personality there. You can't really expect to get to know someone's personality in an ensemble. Not that well, at least. That said, yeah, if those same people, I challenge them not to just name 5 Nightwing exclusive villains. I'll ask you to name me 5 Iron Man villains that are not the Mandarin. That's what I would ask them. I would say name 5 Captain America villains that are not the Red Skull. And I mean exclusives. Exclusives. I don't mean cats that are always dipping in somebody else's comics. Hell, some people can't even name 5 exclusive Wolverine villains. Without, immediately dropping Sabretooth's name. But, yeah, don't pay those folks any mind. Don't pay those folks any mind. Let's move on. Let's move on to our next.
Okay.
We're in spoiler territory, y'all.
Yep.
This is spoil. You have in. Yeah. So we went to the quantum realm, but now we're going to the spoiler realm. So just give me a fair warning. All right.
Okay.
Carter.
Yes.
Before we get into specific things, I want to address our predictions from the previous week.
So, if memory serves, none of mine came to fruition. One of yours did.
Actually,
as far as I remember.
Okay, gotcha.
There was only one that came to mind, and it was as soon as I saw it. Or before that.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, when he said it. Okay, we're supposed to. Kang makes a comment about something happening, and I said, okay, I immediately knew what he was talking about. I'm like, okay,
you talking about the incursions?
No.
Oh, what was it?
So I'm talking about the Council of Kang. I'm like, what? He called that one.
Yep.
He called that one.
Oh no, not just the council. I called out specific characters.
Okay.
I even called out specific characters. Well, let's go ahead and address forgive the quality. But these were like the only images I could actually find, and I didn't care enough to whip my phone out in the theater at the time. But for those who I see Carter looking around. Honestly, I just half expected Carter to hit me up like on Friday and be like, "Hey man, here's some images just in case you need them." But no, we got to see the Council of Kangs. The Council is here. And honestly, under the circumstances that I had predicted. So to get into it, to set all this up, Jonathan Majors as Kang is defeated in this movie. Granted, he is not defeated easily. I saw some people upset about the fact that he was defeated by Ant-Man, but in a roundabout way, it took more than Ant-Man. Like, it took the whole squad. It took the whole squad. Oh, you're muted.
Sorry about that. They are incorrect. Okay, so he was not defeated by Ant-Man. Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah, no.
He was defeated by Wasp.
Yes.
Which I think is a tad bit worse. And the reason I say that is this is one of my complaints. Was just that when you were talking about there were too many characters. In my opinion, Wasp was not needed in this film.
Ooh, hold on, y'all. Wait a minute. Danger. All right, okay, carry on.
Okay, so I think Marvel kind of forgot that this was an Ant-Man franchise, and then it was Ant-Man and the Wasp for the sequel. I think this could have very easily just been Ant-Man Quantumania. You could have had his daughter in there. You could have had Michelle Pfeiffer in there since it was more so her movie. Hank Pym and Hope Van Dyne were not needed in this movie. I saw some people make a comment that was basically her in a nutshell. She was a Marvel assist. If she wasn't mad at Michelle Pfeiffer for not talking about the quantum realm, even though the woman had PTSD, so you really shouldn't expect her to talk about it. So if she wasn't giving her mama looks or doing this anytime she thought something was gonna happen, she didn't do shit the entire movie to me. The people that are listening, you didn't see what I just did. But if you play Marvel vs. Capcom and you call in an assist and they do an attack, pose, and then jump the fuck off the screen again, that's what she was in this film to me. She didn't do shit but give looks, do an action pose, and then come in to kill Kang at the end. Which I didn't think. I thought my fingers were crossed that I got one prediction right. Because I said in my prediction that I was agreeing with you. Kang will be defeated, but I don't think they just want to outright kill him. Not in a fucking Ant-Man movie. And they did. And it was
I don't even think he's actually dead. I don't think he's actually dead.
The only reason I even say that is because the other Kangs confirmed it.
They do say that, but I mean, we didn't see a body.
We didn't.
We didn't see a body.
He just got it was almost like he got caught in one of them Ghostbusters traps.
Yeah, he did. I mean, okay, I will say this. I agree with you. Evangeline Lilly as the Wasp. I'm not going to say she didn't need to be there.
Okay.
I'm not going to say she didn't need to be there. I think other characters, like the characters I mentioned earlier, didn't need to be there because I feel like they ate up screen time that could have, like as I said earlier, I feel like they ate up screen time from characters who could have used a little more storytelling because there was there's a subplot that started at the beginning of this movie with Evangeline Lilly's Janet Van Dyne where it was obvious her and Hope do not get along. At least not like it was one of those like there's a point where she doesn't like case in point she says something and a lot of people won't catch this but being a stepdad I caught it. She called Scott dad, called her Janet.
She called her Hope.
Called her Hope. When
they got her out of jail. I caught that shit too. Yeah, I caught that shit too.
Being a stepfather who went through the same thing with my stepson, who like I was always just Ernie. Like they called me by my whole first name. They didn't start calling me dad until like let's see, what are they? They're almost 18 now.
Yeah.
I came into my stepson's life when they were 5 years old. They didn't start calling me dad till they were like 16.
I know this is a very bad thing to say nowadays because it'll get you in trouble, but just
I
remember back in the day, like you and me, like younger day, we getting hit.
Oh yeah. No.
Watch your mouth. But I did catch that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think.
But it got dropped. It never got, to my knowledge, it never got readdressed at any point in the movie. It just kind of fell like, and I will say, I felt like Hope did need to be there because she is intrinsically tied to Ant-Man and intrinsically tied to the other characters who are also getting a lot of screen time in this. So she did need to be there. And I feel like if they would have given those storylines, those subplots more time to cook, it would have better justified why she was there as opposed to introducing new characters who we will likely never see again, except for like in a one-off cameo in a Disney Plus show somewhere 5 years from now. That's my beef with Wasp. Not so much that I don't think she doesn't need to be there, but that I feel like her character was done a disservice.
Okay. Another character I didn't think. See, I think, and somebody actually made a comment to me. My boy Bishop. But before I get into that, so me personally, I think this should have. I don't know. So what is Cassie's name in comics?
Stature.
That's her superhero name?
Yeah, Stature. Or at least that's what it was. That's what it was. It may or may not have changed, but the last I remember, her current alias is Stinger.
Okay.
Her
And the
current
only
alias is Stinger. She was originally Stature when she was in the Young Avengers. Now she is Stinger.
And the reason I asked that is just because I feel like I was trying to reason with it in my head, but I'm like, you could have done Ant-Man and the Wasp, but have the baby be Wasp. I think this film would have been much better if it was Ant-Man, if it was Scott, if it was Cassie, and it was Janet.
Okay.
Just those three, because I feel like Hope, in my opinion, didn't really need to be there. We've already discussed it. I also think Hank didn't really do anything, but was just more so just surprised or made a comment because Janet had friends down there, or just learning what Janet did. It was kind of like he was like Hope. Hope didn't come in until the end of the movie to deal the crushing blow to Kang. Hank didn't really do shit up until the end when the ants came in. He was just like, yeah, these are my ants.
I would disagree, because you did need both of those characters there, because Janet went on a journey of facing the PTSD, the trauma that she had been dealing with. And I don't think that journey would have been as powerful had they not been along for it, because here's the thing, and I get a lot of people won't catch the importance of this, but the discovery that Janet had a whole other life in the quantum realm, like case in point, when they bumped into Krylar, it became very obvious. Like, okay, while we're talking about predictions, one of my predictions was that Janet Van Dyne was that version of Kang's Ravonna Renslayer.
Ravonna, yeah. I was hoping they were going to call her that. I was waiting for that.
I did too. And it kind of seemed like it was almost going that direction. They didn't go the direction. They kind of went that way, but it was not the case. You could tell they liked each other, but like more as like, hey, I'm lost in the strange world. You're lost in the strange world. You're clearly human. I'm clearly human. We're the only two humans we see down here, and we're stuck together. Let's try and find a way out of this. That's the vibe. That's the vibe that I got.
Let me ask you
from
this.
their relationship. Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Do you think it would have been better if more time was, because just listening to what I'm saying with you when it came to Hank, when it came to Hope, do you think this would have been a better film if they had more screen time together as opposed to the other characters? Because then we would have got what you're referring to. We would have got what you're talking about. If we got more time spent with Hank, like realizing that she had
that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying earlier.
Gotcha.
Like with all the myriad other characters, if you'd have cut them out and gave Hank and Hope more opportunity to, because it was kind of just thrown out there and then you move along. Okay, it's like, oh, wait a minute, y'all were banging down here. That was the only opportunity Hank got to have that opportunity. Hope being present for that conversation and then learning all the other stuff, it was just like, yeah, they were there to basically be there for Janet as she was trying to cope with what was going on with herself. I feel like that subplot got left on the cutting room floor, most likely, to make room for all these other characters that, honestly, I feel like when you say the movie didn't need them, I would counter that argument and say, no, movie didn't need Centura and
I agree with that as well.
That you if you cut them out, I guarantee. If you cut all of them shenanigans out, you could have had the movie you're talking about. Okay. But that's a family. This is a superhero. We don't have the Fantastic Four, so that dynamic isn't there in the MCU currently. This is kind of what that was trying to be.
Okay.
So there you go. This is whereas the Fantastic Four is the Marvel Comics first family, Ant-Man and the Wasp, that is the MCU's first family.
And that was something that Bishop actually asked me, is like when he came out, he was like, "Brother, I feel like this should have been a Fantastic Four movie."
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
That was literally the first thing he sent me when he left the theater, and that's what I was going to bring up.
Yeah.
How did you feel about, since you brought up the Fantastic Four? How did you feel about not Reed Richards? Boy, I know y'all some angry moles out there about not Reed Richards.
Bruh. So, okay, so what he's talking about... what he's talking about. So the character I mentioned earlier, Quaz, William Jackson Harper played. A lot of people thought that he was going to be playing like, because a lot, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is why I say don't listen to scoopers. Don't listen to scoopers all the time because they lie. A lot of the word on the street is that his role was being highly protected because he was playing a character that that Marvel Studios just did not want you to know was in the movie. And here's the funny thing. And yes, for those asking, am I talking about Cheetah? Yes, I'm talking about Cheetah. He is nobody in this movie. His name is Quaz. He is there for jokes and nothing else but jokes. That's it. Don't expect this man to provide anything other than some comic relief, and for all intents and purposes is almost playing the exact same character he played in The Good Place, minus the glasses. No, he's nobody. I will also say, and just to go back to the other thing too,
yeah,
Wasp wasn't the only one to beat Kang. Them ants whooped his ass.
Oh yeah,
and the reason why I don't have a problem, I'll let you say it, but the reason I just want to make sure I put this out here.
Good. He was hollering good when them ants was running.
He's like, but no, the reason why so this is what Marvel did. Marvel did something. I don't think a lot of people caught this either. If you watch a lot of wrestling, you knew what this was. In wrestling, if you want to protect the heel or you want to protect the babyface, there are certain things that you do to make sure that they are protected so that way the storyline can be played out and no one's going to lose interest. Case in point, y'all remember, for those of you who were there for the Attitude Era, the reason why they used to never let Stone Cold get his hands on Vince McMahon too often was because if he did, then what's the point of, he can catch him backstage, but all storylines in wrestling must be handled in the ring, which is why Vince was always ducking and dodging him, and they would drag it out to the eventual point where then finally Vince, Stone Cold, they meet. They did the same thing with The Rock and Stone Cold. They used to do the same thing they do the same thing now with a lot of superstars. They honestly kind of gotten away from it, but even when they do wrestle, what they'll do is, oh wait, we want this feud to go on. We're going to have the heel beat the babyface, but he's not going to do it clean. He's going to do it dirty. He's going to get outside interference, or he's going to cheat in some way. Because the way they do it is like, okay, it's best 2 out of 3. That's kind of the general mindset of wrestling. You have 3 fights. The first one, you let the heel win, but the heel's going to win, but it's not going to be clean. He's not just going to hit him with his move and pin him and it's over. No, he's going to cheat. He's going to knock the ref out. He's going to distract the ref. He's going to get outside interference. Someone's going to do some circumstance is going to make it to where he wins, but did he really? That's kind of what they did here, is that Ant-Man didn't beat Kang clean in the middle of the ring. Ant-Man beat Kang with a whole lot of outside interference. He got jumped. For one, he got jumped by a bunch of ants. He got jumped on by Wasp. He got jumped on by MODOK. He got jumped on by a lot of folks before he actually went down. By the time that Wasp got a hold of him, that dude's armor was damn near torn all the way off. He looked like he got hit by a car.
Again, I want to reference how good his acting was, because he legit had tears in his eyes when he realized when he thought he was going to be stuck there longer.
In the corner
room. That man was real deal crying.
Yeah. Oh no, he was mad. He was big mad. Yeah. But getting back to it, but just so y'all understand, yeah. Mm-hmm. Kang is defeated. I don't think he's dead. I honestly do not. Even though the Council of Kangs claim that he's dead, I don't believe that he's actually dead. I think he will come back at some point. What did you think about getting this? What did you think about the council? What did you think about all of them?
That Kang in the middle right there needs to put the Newports down. Okay, that boy throat was so raspy and gone. That's too much vaping.
Mm-hmm.
Like that Kang didn't watch those truth commercials from way
No,
back
he did
when.
not.
Put the cigarettes down. When I saw them, like when I saw Egyptian Kang, Cyberpunk 2077 Kang, and Newport Pack Kang, I was more so in my head, damn, that's the council. He fucking called it. That's all I was thinking about.
Okay.
And when they did the big pan out shot of all of them, one thing I didn't notice until I saw a comment on Twitter about it.
Yeah.
That first one you see who does because he made me laugh because he was the one that stood out to me.
Mm-hmm.
When they show you the big arena of Kangs and you see that first one teleporting in and he just like, he just does that shit. They're all using the teleportation shit that they use for Reed in Multiverse of Madness when he came in.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they were all teleporting in. So it's a blink and you'll miss it kind of deal.
Yes.
But it was really dope that they're referencing a little bit in their own way Kang being a descendant. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Dude, I think okay, so I pulled this image up, but like, this shot is in the movie.
Yes.
Like I thought they were gonna go more conservative, where it'd be like this, like be like just 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 Kangs, maybe. We see the whole clan of Kangs in this, and we did actually. There was a scroll one. There was a scroll.
Yes, there was.
One.
He was the very last one.
Mm-hmm. There was a scroll one. So I got my Secret Invasion. I got my Secret Invasion reference.
Yeah.
In there. Also, I did say I thought they were gonna do some kind of like we were gonna see a member of the Illuminati. We did not, though. I will say that just the way they were using the teleportation was a nice little cheeky nod. What was the other thing?
There were people pissed when they saw that shot of them like hooping and hollering and shit. And there were people pissed because they were like, well, Kang is supposed to be more serious and this and that. But it's like, bro, that was straight. I hate saying this because I feel like you say it sometimes and I don't really agree with it because you can feel how you want to feel. But it's a lot of times where like, it's clear a lot of you motherfuckers just did not read comics.
Yeah. No.
Or you're
100%.
getting mad because of the idea you put in your own head.
Yeah.
Like old boy being Reed Richards.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I'll throw you one better. Look at this shot. This is actually the full shot. You say they don't hoop and holler? This image would beg to differ. This is this shot is literally used in that scene. Anyone who says that Kang does not get hype.
I think everybody just wanted Jonathan Majors to either be Loki Kang or this film Kang or Quantumania Kang. And that's it.
They didn't want it. They didn't want it to be any other. Here's the thing though. That tells me you don't know shit about Kang. Kang literally. Oh my god, y'all. Go watch the damn Kang video.
On the 3 hours.
I know. I'm just saying, go watch the damn Kang video that I did. I got 2 new videos up about Kang. Go watch them and go watch the other Kang video because y'all clearly don't know. Kang has so many different versions of himself. Y'all, stop.
He was about to go off.
Bruh. They killing me. But no, I feel like, a lot of times I feel like people just do not read. Yeah. Like I think there's people who, you know what it is? I think I know what it is. There's people who used to read comics and then they, for whatever reason, stopped. So they have a memory in their head up to a point, but that memory has been doctored because they haven't gone back to reaffirm anything. They're just going based off nostalgia. And so you're seeing it in a more idealized way. Or you just didn't fucking read them at all. You were just that person who saw them every now and again. Maybe you did read one or two, or maybe you used to hang out with people who read comics and they told you stuff and you're just going based off that. But that's usually who those people are when they're, like they didn't read it the way they claim that they're reading it. You know what I mean? It's kind of like they read it in the way they claim, like when the teacher asks, all right, did everybody read the chapter from last night? And everybody's like, yes, ma'am. And no, good and hell, well, you ain't even looking at damn book. That's how they read it. That is how they read it. Let's see here. Let me go back through it. I did say the Young Avengers will definitely be teased here in some capacity or another, kind of. But that we kind of got because Cassie's there, and she did do some superheroing. So there you go. That's that they don't necessarily reference the Young Avengers, but honestly, Kang being there is a reference in and of itself. We did not. I know. Okay, let's address this one. Someone said to me that this was Iron Lad. Shut the fuck up. That is not Iron Lad.
That's Kang from Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
This motherfucker. Anyway, no.
That's Iron Lad.
No, that is and I know, like, it's one of those things. I know nuance is sometimes lost on people, but I'm gonna tell you who it is. I said this, like, if anyone who's seen my videos recently talking about this, it's this dude. It's a Scarlet Centurion. Who, for a guy being named the Scarlet Centurion, wears a lot of purple. So that's who that was, by my best estimation. I could be wrong. I am perfectly okay with being wrong in this regard, but it's been widely accepted this is a Scarlet Centurion. Give or take. Some people try to say it was Kid Immortus. I think he would have to be infinitely younger for that to be the case. Though I get why people said it, because Kid Immortus, that's him, but no, I don't think that's the case. If it was Kid Immortus, they wouldn't have used the same actor. They would have de-aged him some to make him look younger. It would be my guess. What was the other thing? Other predictions. I think, that was... Oh, I said there would be multiple after credit scenes. There was only the two, as per usual. I figured they would sneak in a third or fourth one, is what I thought they were going to do. They did not do that.
Technically, it's one, and the other one is season 2 of Loki.
Yeah, that is true. That is also... Oh, yeah, because that was the other thing. So, we got Victor Timely, a.k.a. Frederick Douglass. We got Frederick Douglass in the building. For those who I guess had not been keeping up, and I did actually say that too. So technically, I was right on that account, because I did say there would be some kind of a teaser or something for Loki season 2, which that is what that was. But at the end of the movie, this was a teaser. We saw Jonathan Majors by way of Frederick Douglass, by way of Victor Timely. You know what I love? I love being in the theater and hearing people pretend they know who somebody is.
Oh God, what they do?
Some dude was like, "Oh yeah, man, Victor Timely. That's that dude that was in all those story arcs." I was like, first off, stop lying to yourself. Stop lying to yourself.
That's that dude that was in all them story arcs.
Like, no, it was a dude that was like his. So basically, here's what happened. When they started panning the camera over the sign that said Victor Timely, I was like, holy shit. I was like, no, they didn't bring Victor Timely into this madness. And then some dude was like, he was talking to his buddies, so he was trying to like ape off what I was saying. He's like, oh yeah, man, Victor Timely, yeah, he was in all these old story arcs back in the day, man, yeah, dude, that's the real Kang right there, yeah, man, he was the one that was really running fades on the, shut, first off, stop.
Okay, so how
Victor
much
Timely was in like 2 books.
Okay, that's all I was getting.
Victor Timely was in an annual and maybe one other issue of a book, and that's it. That man was in one book.
Oh my god.
But it's kind of like when it reminded me of Avengers. The first time when I saw the first Avengers, and people were like, "Oh man!" Like when Thanos turned around and did the little like smile, and everybody tried to pretend like they knew who it was.
No, that reminds me of. This is why I can't watch anything from that dude because I'm going to reference another content creator, Ernie. I'm letting you know now, but it's
okay. Go ahead, go off, King.
I was watching a trailer reaction for Batman v Superman.
Ooh.
From Angry Joe. And do you know the scene where Superman lands and then everybody just kind of gets on one knee and bows to him?
Yeah.
The nightmare dream.
Yeah,
okay.
right.
So that scene shows up in the trailer, and this is when I was like, okay, unsubscribe. You're a fucking moron. I really don't like watching a lot of your stuff anyway. Mm-hmm. Everyone kneels, and Superman stands up. Swear to God, he just goes, so this movie is gonna fucking bizarro, man. That's fucking bizarro. And I checked out right there. And everybody else is just like, oh, word? Like the people that are watching the trailer with him are just like, oh. And then he just goes off on this thing. Yeah, but that's fucking bizarro, dude. Like, that's how they're gonna make Superman fucking evil in these Snyder fucking movies, bro. I'm telling you that he does this because he likes to mess with his mustache and his frosted tips. But that's fucking bizarro, dude. I'm just like,
oh my god.
That's what popped into my head when you said that. I can't stand people that do that shit, bro.
No, I can't stand it either. I hate that shit. We're gonna read some super chats, and some of them kind of got away from me, I believe. So we're gonna kind of some of these I have to read. Just take me on faith here when I say that Jonathan Moda left us a 1999 super chat saying Kano effect again. Wally is the better Flash, and I'm tired of pretending that he is not. No, you're right. You're 100% right. I've actually talked about this quite a bit. Carter, did you ever see the Justice League of America pilot movie?
No. I did not know this was a thing.
Bruh.
Angry Joe thinks Victor Timely showed George Washington Carver how to use the peanut.
Oh my god. Okay, so Carter, I want to show you something, and you are going to holler, sir.
Okay.
Are you ready? Are you sitting down?
Yes, let's go. Yuck. Is that frost or ice?
That's ice. That's fire. So right here, fire and ice.
Oh my lord, what they do to your ice. You was just knocking off the human target. Why they do you like that? That's disrespect.
Look, they didn't even give her the white boots.
That's disrespect.
Oh, and check this out.
Oh,
that's your
God.
Green Lantern right there.
Huh?
That's your Green Lantern. That's Green Lantern right there.
Dog. When I tell you, I thought that was Nightwing because I thought that was blue. I thought that was supposed to be Nightwing because it looks blue. I swear to God, that looks blue.
Oh my God.
It looks like a different hue of blue than the atom on the end, but I swear to God, I thought that was Nightwing.
Bruh, this movie came out in 1997, my guy.
Jesus.
And then look at this. Yeah, here's a closer look. But
and I like that sister. Why is she in this?
I have no idea, sir. I have no idea. Here's the funny part, though. Do you know which version of the Flash this is supposed to be?
I don't care because I was crushing on that sister back in the day. I don't like that she's in this nastiness.
Here's the best part. Most people have never seen this movie because I think it aired outside of the States.
I'm not mad at it.
But this Flash is supposed to be Barry Allen. This is Barry Allen, but here's the thing. He acts like Wally West.
All these Flashes confuse me.
Yeah, exactly. But no, a lot of people don't realize it, but like if you were reading The Flash between like 1986 up until like I think the early to mid 2000s, you were not reading Barry Allen.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Which Flash was in Justice League cartoon?
I think, you know what? Now I'm blanking. I think it.
Yeah, which one was that, y'all? That's the only Flash I know.
I want to say that was because
that's the only one I have. Yeah, that's the only one I have liked. That is the only one I have liked. That is the only one I will ever reference.
He's like, that's the only one I will be bothered with, is what he is trying to say. This is what he is trying to tell you. This is the only one he cares about.
All right, people in the chat are coming up. They're saying that was Wally.
That was Wally. Okay. Okay. And that makes sense. You know why, Carter? Because Barry was fucking dead. Barry had been dead for... Well, he wasn't dead. He was quotey fingers dead for like 20-some years.
Okay, that's the only Flash I have liked. Thank you all for putting me on game. I was just drawing a blank right then, but thank you all.
Well, here's the thing about but okay, the reason why I said all that was because Flash for the longest time was Wally, and Wally was a bit more, not to say Barry was like not funny, but Wally was a bit more prone to be silly. Like, he was a bit more prone to crack jokes, to be goofy. Yeah, Barry could do it too, but Wally was the guy who was more the jokester.
Okay.
And whenever DC, or Warner Brothers rather, would try and make something about the Flash that was around that time frame, if they didn't use Wally, they would use Barry. And Barry, they would always make him act like Wally, because that was the current Flash, which is stupid. But yeah, it's dumb. Our next one is Eric Reed says, with the $20 super chat, says the bar has been set. Low key wished they picked Majors to play Doom. Honestly, if he would, that would have been something. I would have. Dude, because I'm not gonna lie, I could tell with the way he was playing Kang, he wanted to be Dr. Doom. I could tell that, like, he had the vibe and the air of superiority down to play Doom. But yeah, anybody, like, honestly, anyone who plays Doom in the MCU, you gonna have to bring A game. You gonna have to bring A game, because anything less than what Jonathan Majors put into it, you're just a cheap copy. Even if you are playing the character that, you know, technically he's more acting like. Now I can do the ones that I can actually see. Levesto Samurai said, I turned my head for a second to answer my brother's question, and Miss Kang gives Scott the East Side stomp. Shakes my head. Bro,
I could not believe he was still wearing the helmet when he got stomped. I was, y'all, hard-headed.
Dude, look, and the thing is, that big ass hole,
yeah,
that was in the helmet. Look, if that ain't battle damage, I don't know what is.
One thing I want to ask you real quick. This is just going back to the film here. How did you feel about Cassie and pretty much Hank and Hope as well, kind of going at Scott for not wanting to do anything? How did you feel about that?
I got why they were saying it. But I kind of felt like they jumped off of jumping on Cassie to jump on Scott.
Okay.
Because I was like, wait a minute, why? Like, it was one of those situations, and I've been in this situation, so I kind of felt a certain type of way about it. But like,
that's why I'm asking. Yep.
Yeah, because like, there have been instances where like me, my wife, my family as a whole, we're like having some kind of a dispute where we're trying to settle something, and one person is the focus of it, typically the stepson, and then all of a sudden, the conversation gets turned back to like me. I'm like, whoa, why are we talking about me?
Yeah.
That's it.
That was for sure another thing I wanted to ask you, because for all intents and purposes, Scott Lang in this movie was just somebody who just wants to sit his ass down
Yeah.
somewhere. Because even though they clowned him for making several references to it, he helped save the world.
Yeah.
I ain't got to do shit else.
Right.
I'm trying to chill. So the fact that like his dog Cassie would make these comments kind of shitting on him because he didn't want to do anything else, I thought was kind of foul. But I was wanting to ask you because I'm like, I know there are several days where you'll finish a Blerd Cave, you'll finish editing videos, you'll finish a stream, you'll finish a game session or what have you, and then somebody wants you to do something and you just kind of want to sit down and chill for a minute, but then you get turned into being the bad guy for some fucking reason.
Right.
So that was another thing that I didn't really vibe with the movie, but I did want you because you have a house full of people in there. So I was just wondering how you felt about it.
No. That is something I have experienced. Probably more often than I would care to admit, but that I totally get. Gotcha. Actually, let me put this in here, and then we'll pull this up. But no, I will definitely say that, for me, I did. I caught what they were trying to go for with that, with that moment where I felt like they were trying, like that was Cassie's way of trying to, she really wants to be a hero. She really wants to go into the family business. She wants to be a superhero. And that was like, she's like, hey, I get it. You're trying to get your father to get off his ass because you are basically want to do what he used to do, and it's kind of your way of trying to kick him into gear. It's like I get that. Also, I just want to point out something. I never thought in my days that we would get a subplot in this movie that was just all about MODOK. I knew they were going to spend some time on MODOK because clearly he is in the trailer. He's not in the movie a whole heap of a lot, but they do use him more than I half expected them to. But we see him right here in this shot, really in the trailer. There's a couple of other shots. I'm gonna go take. Yeah, it is Darren Cross. It's Darren Cross, played by Corey Stoll.
That did not look like his face.
It's because it was stretched.
Yeah, that's the one complaint I will say about it is I don't know what. I feel like they could have made it look more like. Of course, it was him. You heard the voice and everything. Yeah. I liked the reasoning they gave for how he turned into MODOK.
Right? Yeah,
for the Pym stuff fucking him up, and that's how he got the little arms and the little legs.
Yeah,
but I just hated how the face looked on there. It looked like some shit you streamed how to do on Photoshop. That was my only complaint. I feel like they could have made that look more like the actor.
Honestly, I'll give you that. I will say I didn't have a problem with it, though. And the reason why I say that is because, honestly, I don't think you could have made him look not weird. Yeah. Because that's kind of the nature of Kang. I know what they were trying to go for. Because, if you look at Kang, if you just look at him, his face is just weird. He's a goofy-looking character. There's no way on earth because here's what they were in danger of doing. This is what they were in danger of doing. If they would have made his face
some people say they did do that.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is George Lopez. That's just George Lopez's face.
Yeah,
it's not stretched. That's just his face. They could have gone that route, but I think the idea was that a giant floating head is going to be off-putting anyway. So just go ahead and lean into it, which is what they did. It doesn't look like it. I will tell you this much. The more I looked at it, I did see Darren Cross, but or Corey Stoll's face, rather, is just in the sense that his face, it's him. It's just his face. Instead of just being big, it's not just been stretched up and out, but it's also been made even wider than it is taller. and then also kind of scrunched in at the same time to fit in his features with that. Like, he's supposed to look fucked up. Like, this isn't supposed... Like, if it would have just been his big head, like his head just... But normal... Like, the normal look of his face, but just big, that wouldn't have been as off-putting. Mm-hmm. And I think that was kind of what they were going for. They wanted him to look off-putting, and they accomplished it. But I liked him. I thought he was like, of all the extra characters they had, I enjoyed him the most.
Whoa. Time out.
Oh, what's up?
Claudia D, first Taskmaster, then Gore, then MODOK. I just can't help but feel like we're wasting some good characters. You're not going to put Gore in the same category as Taskmaster, let alone in the same category as MODOK. There's some ranks you just...
Oh, yeah. You just skipped a couple of tables. Your elevator just skipped 2, 3, 4, 5 floors to that.
Gore... I give you Gore.
I'll give you Gore. I will give you Gore.
MODOK?
Yeah. Honestly, I'll put it like this. I don't think people would have had an issue. I don't think people would have even had as much of an issue with Taskmaster if the actress they got to play her at least acted like Taskmaster. Like, if she acted like Taskmaster, I don't think anyone would have cared as much. But, like, as far as MODOK goes, here's the thing though. MODOK is kind of a, like, I don't know if anybody's been reading MODOK lately. Like any of the MODOK comics that have come out. He's kind of he's kind of weird. Like, over the last 10 to 15 years, he's been getting more of a personality, like beyond just being a villain. And MODOK is sometimes really goofy. Matter of fact, one of the guys, Jordan Blum, one of the guys who wrote some of the MODOK comics, he even said himself, he was like, yeah, this is about the way I wrote him. And so I was like, okay. But I will say, what's up?
Are we done with spoilers? I didn't realize there were people that were waiting to see if we were done with spoilers.
Oh, yeah, we will be in just a moment. We will be in just a moment. We're going to be moving on to some other stuff here in a moment. I will answer the super chat, though, from Cloudy with the $20 super chat. Says, we thought Scott was going to die or get trapped, and when they got into that portal out of there, we sunk in our seats. It all felt too safe. Also, did Kang feel weak? Movies have to nerf characters, but I wanted more from Kang. I mean, he was powerful because he was literally disintegrating people. I mean, yeah, here's the thing I think about. If Kang used the power he had on Scott, which he was trying to, he just would have killed him. Scott doesn't have anything to protect him from getting disintegrated. But the thing is, yes, he has to run and jump and hide and like maneuver around him, and that's also why they had to take Kang's tech away from him, because literally he could have just, we saw what he did to Cassie just by looking at her. If he just would have looked at Scott, he could have killed him if he had all this tech on him. So they had to take that away from him. Otherwise, there is no fight. It's literally Kang looks at Scott, boop, he gets disintegrated, and then they say, Ant-Man will return in some movie down the road. That would have been the end of the movie right there.
But Claudia D, you are absolutely right. That was one of the reasons I felt that. That's why I said earlier, I felt the film was maybe a tad bit too safe, because you go to the quantum realm, you had an adventure, you got little bumps and bruises, you beat the villain, everybody go back home. No kind of consequence whatsoever to me. So that I can see why you say it felt safe. That's why I said the movie felt very, very safe.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why I disagree, though. Okay, he got out, but he also knows he fucked up. Remember, yeah, he got out. That bothered me a little bit too. But when he started walking around, having his normal day-to-day jaunt, walking around, getting his, going to Baskin Robbins and getting the birthday cake and, just having a good old time and, just living life. Everybody knows his name. He's like, yeah, man, everything is good. Everything is great.
Yeah, he had to pull out that $12 for that Starbucks though.
Oh yeah, no. When he got hit with that 12, he's like, "Oh goddamn!" But no, here's the thing though. But as he's walking and he stops and he goes, and he's having his inner monologue. He's thinking, "Wait a minute, Kang said that there were worse people out there than him, and that if I don't help him, something bad is coming. He's like, did I do the wrong thing? And he didn't just do it once. He did it twice. Like, there were 2 separate instances at the end of that movie where, and he would kind of go like, nah, it's okay. And then later on, he comes back to it. He starts thinking about it again. He's like, I think I might have messed up. That is why I'm kind of glad he didn't get trapped. Now, if they would have left him and Hope trapped and then he would have had that revelation, I think that probably would have been more impactful. But I also think him being at home and being happy, having all his family still alive and together, I think it actually makes that almost just as compelling. Like, I think I would have liked it better if him and Hope would have stayed trapped in the quantum realm, knowing that they were stuck there and knowing that all this other stuff was coming. But being a family guy, I also get why it's equally as impactful that he did get back out. I mean, it's a fucking comic book movie. The movie was filled with MacGuffins. That was not the most unusual thing I think I'd ever seen. But going from there, let's see what else we got. I know we got some more in here. Legion with the 199 says, do I need to turn volume down? Oh, yes. We are well past that point, sir. We are well past that point. We're deep off in it. Let's see here. What else we got? I want to make sure I have not missed. Have I missed anything? We got LJ Brown with the £5 says, what a blur, Koa. I saw Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania. I thought it was a 6 out of 10, but I love Kang. But MODOK and the Rebels took me out of the movie. That's fair. P.S. When we get in the 3-hour Blur Cave? Stop. You're not getting 3-hour Blur Cave. We are not doing that. That is not to be a thing. Let's see. I'm making sure I'm not missing anything else. I think we're all good here. All in all, I thought, like I said, I had a great time with it. I'm very curious to see what they do with Immortus. I know I saw a lot of people making the Big Trouble in Little Chinatown references, but here's the thing. That's how he looked in the comics. That's how he looked. I feel like people forgot what Immortus looked like. Immortus kind of, like, honestly, we make a lot of jokes about how the Mandarin looked like a Fu Manchu style character, but I mean, if we really want to, keep it a buck, that's what he looked like. That's not the Mandarin. That's Immortus. That is Immortus. That's just how he looks, and I accept it. Also, someone pointed out something to me on Twitter. You remember the Timekeepers from Loki? Yes. Season 1.
Hmm?
One of them pointed out something that I didn't catch. And they pointed out that one of them spoke exactly the same way that Immortus did. Which kind of made me wonder if there was maybe more to it than what we may have initially thought. I don't remember which one it was, but it was the one that kind of vaguely resembled Immortus. Matter of fact, here I'll pull this up. The one, let's see here. This is just the statues of them, but the one here on the left is the one that kind of vaguely sounded like Immortus. So I wonder, and since they were played down as being like robots in the show, I wonder if they're gonna do a thing where we find out the Timekeepers are in fact real, and that the Council of Kang just kind of made some BS up, or He Who Remains made some BS up, just to kind of keep up appearances or whatever. I do wonder about that. I honestly, now that here's what I want to see, because basically the scene that we've kind of been going back and forward on for with Immortus, Ramatut, Scarlet Centurion, that scene was very reminiscent to me of like Avengers Age of Ultron. Was it Avengers Age of Ultron? I think it was. The one that had the post-credit stinger where Thanos was like, I'll do it myself. That was the equivalent of that scene. I kind of hope when we get the Fantastic Four movie, I hope Jonathan Majors is in it. I hope he's a bad guy in it. I hope he's Ramatut in that movie, and we just get more Jonathan Majors. I would be in for a penny, in for a pound on that. I would love it if the next maybe if they do anything more with the Iron Man side of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like with Ironheart, so on and so forth. I know she's going to be dealing with the Hood in her series, but like if somewhere down the road, maybe throw in the Scarlet Centurion in one of those, and I would be in for a penny, in for a pound on that as well. And then just save Immortus for the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars and whatnot, what have you. But yeah, all in all, fantastic. Oh my God. Let's see here. I think that's it.
All right.
I think that is it. Let me mess with something real quick. I want to get rid of a couple of things, because I think it's time, Carter, for us to talk about. There it is. Here. Let's jump back through these. Nope, not that. There we go. Bam. Our recommendations for the week. Carter, what is your recommendation for the week?
Wolverine 30.
A wise decision.
Ending completely caught me off guard. Looked like chickens might be coming home to roost, but that bowl was on a little bit too nice, so I knew there was gonna be something else. And what we get with the ending in this, what the hell is gonna happen on this next issue of Wolverine?
Oh yes, it was good. It was solid. I haven't put the video out for it yet because I'm still working on it, but woo, yeah, Beast acting a whole fool. Yeah. Beast is acting a whole fool. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, that thing we saw in Timeless, I think we see it next issue. Based on what we just saw in this issue, yeah.
Hitting you got to go. You got to go.
Oh, what happened?
Hitting you asking if Wolverine Hot Claws came back. Yeah, you got to go.
Oh,
damn. You got to go now.
That man said no.
Ooh, that, you know what? Witch Doctor, both of those books you just referenced, Icon versus Hardware, Batman Beyond the White Knight, those were good, but just the Wolverine was really,
wild.
Really solid.
It was wild.
What about you, Ernie? What are you recommending this week?
I am going to recommend that you take the time out of your schedule and go treat yourself to a little TV show that I've been really enjoying lately, and that is Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. This show, by God, is adorable. It is absolutely adorable. That's really that's the takeaway. It is so much fun. Now I'm gonna tell you now, if you're one of those like you don't like to have fun, you don't want to enjoy things, you want everything to be serious all the time, you want everything to just be The Empire Strikes Back, you just want everything to be such a dour affair, you can't stand to smile, till if you laughed it would kill you, stay away from it, because you're gonna try too hard. you're like, and I even said this on Twitter, if you watch even just a little bit of this show and you're just putting up a wall to try and keep yourself from having fun with it, you're trying way too hard. This show is effortless. It is effortless in how much fun it is. And I also really appreciate the cast of this. Some of which I was already familiar with. Others I was less familiar with. Like there were some of them who I had remembered from, like case in point, the actress who plays Moon Girl. Her name's Diamond White. I did recognize her from Dear White People, the TV show, not the movie. The TV show, not the movie. And I do remember her from The Lion Guard, because my daughter watched The Lion Guard almost too much. But she played the cheetah on there. So I knew that Moon Girl was in good hands when I heard Diamond White was going to be taking on the role. And then when we got to Devil Dinosaur, I learned that Fred Tatasciore is the one who is providing the voice for Devil Dinosaur, which is funny because all he really does is grunt, grumble, and make dog almost Scooby-Doo-ish noises sometimes, but it works because he's dinosaur and he makes that, it just makes sense. Even though we don't really know what dinosaurs would ultimately sound like, and they would not sound like Jurassic Park dinosaurs, just FYI. But the show was fun. The first few episodes, especially, the first one is a lot longer. It's like an hour, almost an hour.
Yeah. Like 45 minutes.
Yeah. The rest of them are like, 20, 24, 25, 27 minutes.
So it's like an act. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Like that was the first episode was more like a pilot than anything else. Or like a little mini movie. Just to get you introduced to the character, what her, what her story is, what her struggles are, so on and so forth. I like that the show uses lesser known villains for her to face off with. Because I think the one that's in the pilot is Aftershock, or something like that. Also, I love the fact that she, they took characters that you really wouldn't think anything of and kind of made them interesting just in a bubble of Disney animated cartoon goodness. But yeah, love the show. It's fantastic. Highly recommend it. Go watch it. It is on Disney Plus as we speak. As we speaketh. And it wasn't, and when I was looking at this poster, it reminded me of what you said last week that it was supposed to be out on the 10th, but it was only on the Disney Channel on the 10th. It didn't come out on Disney Plus till the 15th. Don't know why they did it that way, but cool. Now, let's get into our, I think we got questions from the Discord here. Oh, yeah, dude, you know what? I just now... let me see here. Robo, if you are still in the chat...
It is, sir, showing him playing Hunt Showdown, sir.
Oh, no, he's jumping in when he's in between matches, because he sent me a message. There gotcha. He is. There. You are a moderator, Beta Boy TV. There you go. That's Robo. Beta. Let's see. Let's go. Let's look in. Yeah. Okay. There we go. What?
Well, no, I'm looking at this question here from the homie Melvin. He's asking, "What's good, people? Holes, all is good in your neck of the woods." Well, there are several holes in my neck of the woods, and they are all good. Big question. With the recent criticism, yeah. With the recent criticism for Ant-Man Quantumania, what do you think Marvel have learned
Or haven't
do you think
learned.
Marvel? Yeah. Do you think Marvel? Oh no, it's do you think Marvel haven't learned their lesson from the past films, or have a bitch gotten too comfortable in their position? You got hoes and bitches all in your messages, sir. Was James Gunn and company leading DC? Marvel might get a rude awakening.
I don't think that is the case. I'm not saying that not saying that the DC stuff won't be good, but what I'm saying is, I don't think Marvel's gotten comfortable. I think people have come to expect too much. like okay, and I was like, oddly enough, we were just talking about the homie Beta Boy. He and I actually had this conversation yesterday when we were playing Hunt Showdown. The criticism I often hear people say is like, oh, it's a Marvel movie. It's a Marvel movie. They're all the same. They're all the same. Here's the thing. That doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. Like, when I hear people say it as if it's like a negative, these are oftentimes the same people I see that watch the same types of movies that play out the exact same ways, and yet you still go see them. I'm a huge horror movie fan. A lot of horror movies go the same way as a genre. I know that by the time I get to the end of the movie, there will likely only be one or two people who survive. That makes them all the same. I know that they are going to make stupid decisions that require them to stay in a situation that is otherwise dangerous, and to the normal average person, they would think, well, why wouldn't you just leave? And for me, I say to you, gentle listener, if they left, it would be a short movie. So yes, it's one of those things. I'm okay with it because it's technically its own genre thing. So yes, there's going to be a lot of similarity. I mean, hell, I honestly don't even think when DC starts putting out his stuff, people are going to respond to it as well as some people think that they will, because you are going to run those same people. Like we were just talking about earlier, Carter, that get upset when shit's not like the comics that they didn't read, and they get upset when shit is like the comics that they didn't read. You can't win. It's a no-win scenario. And honestly, I would say if you are someone who is terminally dialed in to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, that is not on them. That is more on you. You, as a person, if you watch every movie, every TV show, every what do they call them? Special presentation. Yeah, it's probably all going to start to look alike to you, and you're probably going to get bored with it, and that's perfectly normal. Me? Not the case. I love all of it. I love all of it.
I don't feel like this, but I just want to ask it anyway.
Go ahead.
Plus, I just several people just kept bringing that shit up in chat, so I figured we can just reference it right here.
Go ahead.
Do you think so? You don't think Marvel may have gotten a tiny bit comfortable? You don't think Kevin Feige propping his feet up because that man went from hiring Russos to Rick and Morty writers to do his movies? You don't think he's gotten a tad bit, a little bit like that cigar just tasting a little bit too good for him? Where we can throw a Rick and Morty writer on one of these real quick. I'm Kevin Feige. I'm in an X-Men comic.
No, I don't think that's the case at all.
All right.
I mean,
Okay.
here's the thing. Anything that is being done is stuff that's like been plotted out for a while. I mean, yeah. Do they think, like, if anything, I would say they're taking. Honestly, I feel like they're taking. Some people I know some people said that they were doing things that were too quote finger safe, but honestly, I feel like they're actually taking some chances.
Yeah, that's hiring a Rick and Morty writer to do not even this. The biggest Kang Dynasty. That movie is going to have to be huge if it's going to go into Secret Wars. That's not playing it safe at all.
No. Well, and I will buttress your point by saying this. Who the fuck were the Russos before Winter Soldier?
Very good question. Just don't buttress anything around me ever again. I pep spray you. We have a question. We have another question from Lavester, the court jester. Hey Blerd, are you gonna do a video for the latest Black Panther issue? I'm very interested to hear your take on it.
I have one in the crock pot. I'm halfway done with it. When this movie came out, I made a last minute decision to work on some videos breaking down the characters of Immortus and Victor Timely. So that pushed Black Panther to the back burner, as well as pushing Icon versus Hardware and the Wolverine number 30 video. All three of those got pushed to the back burner. A lot of videos. And then, of course, trying to keep up with my Black History Month content has also pushed stuff to the back burner. So there's just been a long line of shit getting pushed to the back burner. So, yeah, apologies.
I need a crock pot.
You know, nowadays, I guess the more appropriate thing would be an Instapot.
No, I don't think that's right. I think that nowadays, I think we're showing our age. If you talking about Instapots, I'm talking about crock pots. I think the new hotness that is just going to take over are the air fryers.
Oh, we got those too. We have those too. We have the Instapot and we have an air fryer. No, air fryers have been around for a while, but air fryers are great for one thing. Crock pots are for something else. That's like those are two different meals getting cooked. Let's see. We got one here from Urban Prince of Strong Style. Says, hey, Blerd and Carter, do you think it's time for Destiny and Mystique to go to the Shadow Realm? Yes.
It's been time.
Oh, yeah, it's been time. They honestly.
Well, you know what? No.
Mystique,
I will say yes. Mystique, yes. Destiny, it always looked like she was razor's edge.
Yeah, she was always kind of.
Now it's time for her to get that 1-2 piece from Exodia. It's time for Destiny to go.
Yeah, she got to catch some hands. I'm gonna need Storm to bring down the lightning on Destiny before this is all over with. We got another one here. This is moving my boom mic out of the way. Is there a connection between Kang and the Darkhold in the MCU?
Yes.
Yeah, vaguely.
Because Jonathan Majors is dark skinned, just as like the Darkhold is dark.
My God, get me out of here. No, I would say I think he has encountered the Darkhold before, but more specifically, I don't think he's messed with it like the way other characters have. The Darkhold is more Doom's thing than anything else. Doom is more likely to fuck with the Darkhold than Kang is.
Doom is gonna piss me off when they put him in these movies. Because I feel like he's gonna die. What's gonna happen with him is what's happening with Kang. I feel like Doom is gonna die in every movie they put him in, every TV show that they put him in, and then as soon as you go to unmask him, it's a fucking Doom bot. Yep. I know it's coming. Yep. I'm gonna be so fucking tired of seeing fucking Doom bots, bro. I'm gonna be so sick.
Oh, no.
Of seeing fucking Doom bots, bro.
But I got something for you. Though, and I want to see how you feel about this now that you've said it. You remember in Spider-Man not No Way Home, but Homecoming? Remember when Tony we kept checking in on Spider-Man, but it was always like the armor was empty?
Yeah, I'll tell that one thing.
I want them to do that with him, like where every time it's a Doom bot, and then one day someone's going to be talking too greasy, and then all of a sudden, that motherfucker's like, oh, no, baby, this is the real deal. Like the armor opened up, and you see that ugly-ass face come up out that armor, and he just started laying hands on folks. That's what I would love to see. I would love to see that. That would be amazing. Marvel, we just gave y'all that one for free. Y'all use it. Y'all feel free to use it. Let's see here. I think that's everything from the Discord. Let's move on to questions from the chat. Let's see here. I'm scrolling back just to make sure I didn't miss anything. We have not. We're going to start with Luis Vargas with the 1999 Super chat. Thanks for making my workday most enjoyable. Can't wait to see the movie. And Carter, to quote you, you gonna like it whether you like it or not. Ernie, if you would please, with that sultry voice. Oh, there you go. Y'all got it. Let's see. Let's see what else we got in here. Blur, your thoughts on Vince McMahon looking to sell WWE for $9 billion? Is it too low?
That's insanely high to me. But
I think so too.
You're not just talking about wrestling. You're talking about the YouTube stuff. You're talking about video games. You're talking about films. You're talking about TV shows. So it starts to make a lot more sense.
Honestly, you know what? I think he knows he can't get more than 10 because of some of the controversies going on. People are kind of shying away from him. Also, he knows he has competition, and $9 billion is just low enough. Tony Khan could buy him.
I still think billion is high. Like, good Lord.
But I mean, you gotta think about it. It's a lot. Think about it. Think about the cat.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And I literally just named off reasons as to why. But yeah, just the billion, like 9, 1, 2, 3, maybe, but 9 billion?
Well, because look at it this way. So you got the WWE Network. They're on Peacock. You've got pay-per-views, which is year round. Unscripted, technically it's scripted, but you know what I mean. Unscripted content, which is what they refer to it as. You've also got over 30 some odd years worth of Raws. You've got a back catalog that literally spans decades. Yeah, honestly, I can see it. And they also have other TV shows outside of just like the wrestling stuff too, regardless of whether anyone actually watches them. And yeah, and home to some really big superstars. And also you would have whoever would buy it would also have a backdoor channel to The Rock. That's worth some money. But for me, no, I don't know who would buy it. Honestly, the only person who seems to be like really interested is Tony Khan. And if he buys that dude literally has at least half the Infinity Stones if he does that. Because that dude's already got his fingers in football, soccer, wrestling. Then he'll really have wrestling. I know that the Saudi prince Mohammed bin Salman has been interested in buying, but I don't know if that's going to play out. And if it played out, I know a lot of people said they would quit. Because that means they would be going to Saudi Arabia a lot. Let's see. Here, says, why every time they bring Freddy Krueger back alive, they kill him and restart the cycle? That's what you do with your villains. You kill him. I mean, you can't really kill Freddy Krueger. That's the funny thing about him. Like, he is technically an entity. Can't really kill an entity. You can make him go away. Like, I think, honestly, the Freddy... say what you will about the Freddy vs. Jason movie, but I thought the way they handled the idea of Freddy Krueger was actually pretty cool. The idea that because people weren't talking about him or weren't afraid of him anymore, he was losing power. And I thought that was actually pretty cool. Let's see. Let's see here. Let's see. Bill says, after reading Nightcrawler's #1, a detail stuck out to me on the House of the Fall, formerly the Summers House. Post Sins will get a clear answer on not what, but either who the fall of X is. I mean, I just took it as like a general, everybody's gonna catch it. Yeah. And I will also buttress Beta Boy's point from earlier. If by comfortable you mean they're sticking with the formula that is making the money, then yeah, sure, but that's to be expected, which, You'd be a damn fool not to. Let's see here. Could something worse than Kang be the Beyonders? I don't know if the world's ready for that, because honestly, I saw so many folks acting confused and turning their nose up at a council of Jonathan Majors. So I don't know if we need to be bringing the Beyonders in all of this, because then folks are really going to be confused when they start seeing a bunch of Captain EOs walking around, doing moonwalking and snapping their fingers and making folks disappear, and whatnot, and what have you. No, I don't know if the world is quite ready for that level of Michael Jackson buffoonery. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, you clearly never went to Epcot Center. There you go, Captain EO, right there for you. The Beyonder in the flesh, right there. It happened. It's a thing. Anyway.
I'm just gonna say we getting close to time. That I wasn't expecting to be on that. Mike. Oh,
yes, sir. Will you be reading Monica Rambeau's ministory featured in Dan Slott's Spider-Man number 5? Yes, I will. There's a lot of stuff going on right now, so like I do feel like I have become the guy lately who's reading the backup stories in a lot of comics recently. Yeah. But I do plan to do it. It's just, there's like, okay, I'm going to run down the list of everything that is in the Instapot. We have got Black Panther 14. We've got 2 videos about Steel. There you go. Steel... John Henry Irons and Steel Natasha Irons. So that's 3 things. We've also got the not just what you just mentioned about the Spider-Man Spider-Man backup story number 5, but also I might actually wait to do one on the recent issue of Monica Rambeau Photon. I might wait till the next issue comes out and then do a video on that, just because I could come up with some ways to deeper dive into it, but I don't want to try that hard. Let's see. What else is there? What was that? That was 4, I believe. What was the other one? Oh, Wolverine 30. And Icon versus Hardware. Yeah. So there's 6 different videos I'm working on all at once. On top of, I don't want to, I hate telling people what I'm doing ahead of time, but I'm going to do it. So the smartest people in Marvel Comics video is most of the way, it's halfway there. I'm almost done with that. I also have another video that I got in the Instapot. This one hasn't been recorded yet, but the most problematic comics of Marvel and DC.
Oh wow!
I'll be doing that one.
Okay.
But you might even want to sit in on this one. You might get something out of it. I literally went through all the comics I could find to find the most problematic storylines. Like, when I say problematic, I don't mean just racist. I mean sexist. I mean homophobic. I mean where suicide and rape, or don't mean to say the R word. That's the word, but you know what I'm saying.
Edit it in post.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit the danger button on myself. But like the R word, lobotomizing people against their will. You could probably guess some of the storylines that are going to make that video. But there is. Yeah, I have a video coming up with that's going to cover a lot. Like I found a lot. I'm gonna have to actually cut it down some, because actually I have a folder now in my archives called Problematic Comics, and right now I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 different topics that I could literally put in that video. And they all span Marvel and DC. I might, depending on how people react to it, I might do a separate video that's like that maybe might be more, and maybe I'll add some from other comics like that were like an Image or whatever.
Okay.
Let's see here. Where is? Let's see.
How much time we got? Okay.
How's Talali? Let's see. Talali House says, "How you doing over there, Ernie? With the chemical spills? I mean, so far we're fine over here. I did read something that was very disturbing. I did read something that was very disturbing. Regarding the train. What was it, the Ohio train? Yeah. Situation where wow, oh my god. Okay. Interesting. Okay, sorry, I don't want to bring the mood down, but
let's not.
Yeah, it's not. All I will say is it's regarding the Tyree Nichols situation in Memphis right now. But no, I saw a picture someone made. It was a diagram of how the river that got contaminated from the Ohio train crash, how that river feeds into pretty much other rivers that run across the country. So I don't know. I haven't learned anything more about it. We haven't got any advisories or anything like that here yet. But so far, so good. So far, so good. Let's see. Beta Boy says, does anyone else sing with it every time, or is it just me? You talking about the 1999? Oh god, dude. Oh yeah, here's the game with the 14 months with the chemical spill. Hey, we appreciate you, pimp. Thank you for that, dude. 14 months in the silver mine out here. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see here. I'm going through. I'm kind of looking to find ones that I haven't already answered from. Oh, go ahead.
Okay. No, I was gonna say, but we got a Little Caesars Hot and Ready from Michael DeFonte. Love your channel. The most problematic comic videos sounds very interesting to watch. You finna get a lot of motherfuckers in trouble when you drop that video.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be a lot of apologies coming out for that video.
Look, they gonna start playing the Sarah McLachlan.
Oh god.
They can start playing the sad puppy dog music. But like, my name is I'm not gonna say the names. But I apologize for the story I wrote about taking away a woman's agency and impregnating her against her will.
There are a lot of comics in on Marvel Unlimited apparently that, like, right before you start reading the comic, it lets you know there's problematic stuff, and they apologize. It was a different time. We don't do that kind of stuff anymore. So that'd be a wild video to see what's come of that.
Yeah.
But I'm scrolling in the chat as well, and I'm not saying anything. Which Dr. Son? Why did you say my name is Brian Hitch?
My name is Brian Hitch, and I want to apologize for all the hairlines that I have hurt.
Okay, I see a question here from BS Filter, and I'll leave you to it.
Okay.
Blerd Carter, how do the mutants stop that evil ball of erector sets known as the Phalanx from fulfilling their mission?
I mean, I think it's simple. And I think Sinister is actually on the right road to doing it. I just think I think all of them are on the right road to doing it. There's doing it or I'll say on the road to, not the right road. I feel like they're all doing it in ways that are kind of messed up. Trying to become a Dominion seems to be the soup du jour for how you defeat the Phalanx, or at the very least get away from them. But I kind of feel like them being a techno-organic species.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know how you stop them. I mean, you could use the tried and true methods, but I feel like those wouldn't work. I don't think you can Independence Day them. And by Independence Day, I mean create a computer virus and upload it to them via USB port. I don't think that's going to work. I do think that they may have to call Will Smith, and I know that's a problematic thing to say right now because he is still canceled. I want to apologize to all the people who are hurt by my comments, but yeah. Will Smith, that's how we do it. We got Rubius Archos here, says, what are your feelings on the Harry Potter game? It's getting a lot of hate these days. Some just taking stuff way too far, shaming people who want to play it. Look, I'm going to be honest with y'all. there's a video that Mighty Keith. If any of you are familiar with Mighty Keith, did
funny as shit.
where it was hilarious. And honestly, I know some people got mad at me on Facebook. I know, right? Facebook, only old people use Facebook. But like people, I use Facebook just to communicate with people who I know personally. Because they don't do Twitter or Instagram or whatever. And basically, that's kind of how I felt. The way Mighty Keith felt about it, the same way I feel about it. I don't think a video game is the way to hurt J.K. Rowling's pockets. Not to mention, as a person who is... I largely, honestly feel as though if you want to hurt J.K. Rowling, don't go to Six Flags. Don't go to Universal Studios, because she gets a huge cut off of every ticket. Go protest outside of Warner Brothers Discovery. Protest outside of Universal Studios and Six Flags. And while I know some people have brought up that the lead dev on the game was problematic, he's not even with that studio anymore. He got fired. When the word got out that he was on message boards spreading problematic anti-LGBTQ rhetoric, he got fired. So he's not even there anymore. Not to mention there's trans people who worked on the game. So there literally are like documented trans people who worked on the game. So I mean, let's just chill out and let people enjoy what they enjoy. Like, this is Harry Potter is not like, while that might be the hill to die on, I don't think the video game is a hill to die on. Especially if you're going to hate something for one person and one person alone. Because if that's the case, like, what was it like? Did you see the video? I think it was something Donkey. I forget his name.
I watched this shit at work and was cracking up.
Yeah, like what where he was like, I was like, hey, so I'm playing Hogwarts Legacy. He's like, oh, wait, I want to apologize. Apparently, there's a lot of online discourse around this game, so we're going to be playing High on Life. Oh, wait, I apologize. Apparently, Justin Roiland, who's connected to this game, is a really weird sex person. So we're going to be playing, what was, I forget.
It was like Overwatch. It was Overwatch.
Yeah,
and then
Overwatch.
They did the same thing for like several different. If you don't know what we're talking about, look up the Hogwarts Legacy video from Donkey. If you like the Mighty Keith video and it made you laugh about the ridiculousness of this whole situation, you will appreciate that video.
Dude, the Gex part killed me. Well, he got the Gex. He was like, it's Gex. It's just good old Gex. There's nothing problem. And then he started playing clips from Gex. It was like, ooh, this game is racist.
Asian accent,
This game is racist as fuck. But that's how I feel about it. I'm sorry. I cannot bring myself to. Not to mention, I saw too many people on both sides of it. People who are both against the game and both for the game being way too extra about it.
Yeah.
Like being
I had to
way too
unfollow
extra.
some fucking comic artists and some comic writers that I'm actually fans of. I had to unfollow a few of them just because they were on the bullshit train of trying to shame people. Yeah. And it was comic writers that had been cool at one point, and then one comic writer shared an image of, I hate that this woman is bullying and harassing these people, so I'm gonna bully and harass these people online.
Yeah,
and he shared that image, like, this is how ridiculous you people sound. And then there was a bunch of comic writers and comic artists that clowned him for saying that, saying, if you were a fan of the books, if you're a fan of the movies from way back in the day, that's one thing, but you got to draw the line somewhere. Stop. You should have drew the line at Grand Theft Auto. Stop.
Yeah.
But all right. All right, it's 45, brother.
Yeah. I'm gonna answer two last things and then we'll get on down here. It says, forgive me if you already discussed this already, but what do you think of the new Fantastic Four issue? I can answer this very quickly because I didn't finish it. I didn't get a chance to finish it. So that's an easy peasy one. And then we already answered the one from Michael DeFonte. Jerome says, could Apocalypse, the Brood, or the Phalanx become a problem for Mr. Sinister and his plans? Maybe. I don't I would be quicker to see Apocalypse than the Brood or the Phalanx right now. I think the Phalanx are already kind of factored in anyway, just by virtue of what's going on. Yeah,
real quick, how nasty that Brood looked inside a Corsair. That shit is disgusting.
Oh yeah, no, it was 100% nasty.
It was nasty.
But like that's the thing though. That's what I always loved about the Brood. It was like, think Xenomorphs, but they can talk.
Every time someone says the Brood, I hear the wrestling theme in my head when I'm reading the pages.
Oh no, that used to be so for those who've been on the channel for a while, that used to be a running gag on the channel, is that whenever I brought up the Brood, I would play a clip from the Brood coming out the fire. He's like, do 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 down wow. But then I had to take it down because WWE retroactively went back and started like trying to copyright claim all the videos where I did it, so I don't do it anymore. But no, that is everything. I think that's everything. Yep. I think that's all we're gonna do because we're at 2:45. It's a perfect time to end it. Thank you everyone for hanging out, and for those who left us earlier when we got into the spoiler talk, whatever. I hope you all enjoy the rest of the show, or when you come back, you've enjoyed the rest of the show. Carter, do you have anything you want to say before we get out of here?
On my channel, I recently did a video where I got all of my comics back from a friend of mine in a different part of California. I showed it to you all. There was some stuff I forgot that I had. There's the video there for you all to just look at it and oogle some of the stuff I had. I cannot poke fun at Ernie anymore for having a goth sex worker friend because of the amount of XXX variants of sex criminals I had in those long boxes. So, yes, if you all want to watch that video of me looking at comics I forgot I had, there it is right there for you all to absorb it into your minds. If any of you all want something, ask.
There you go. That said, I want to say thank you to everyone here, everyone who is in the chat right now, whether you're an active chatter or you're lurking, or whether you super chatted or you're regular chatted, whether you are a patron or one of Blerd Club, or just one of Earth's mightiest subscribers, just the same, or Earth's mightiest listeners, every last single person, citizen of Blerd Coa, and those who are not, or have yet to become, want to say thank you. And that said, for Blerd Coa, for Earth's mightiest subscribers, Earth's mightiest patrons, Earth's mightiest listeners, for Carter Presents, I am the Blerd Without Fear. And Ezra Miller, you can still go to hell.
Bye.